Hey there, Misfits. Good evening. I hope you guys are having a great night. Welcome back. All right, my name is Perriman, and we're playing Pillars of Eternity. And I have no idea what we're doing tonight. We are probably going to continue on with the main story this evening. We hit a wall. We were exploring the dungeons of Adnua for a long time, and we hit a wall there. And then we went to try to raid a castle, and we hit a wall there. Different kind of wall. Evidently, that castle is a much higher level quest than what I'm prepared for. And we got stomped repeatedly. If you want to see a test of will and determination, go back and watch the last video, because it did not go well for us. But tonight we're going to pick up a few of the main story quests and continue on with those, and see if that will let us have an opportunity to either level enough that we can continue with our assault on this castle or mage tower or whatever it is, or learn the Ingwithan language so that we can finally finish the dungeon in Adnua. Those are our real goals tonight. Get to the point where we could do one of those or the other one of those. I think we're going to start with a couple of bounties. Bounties are something we unlocked just barely at the very end of the night last night. So that's what we're going to pick up. We've got 3 bounties to do. We're going to see which of those we can knock out first. Anyway, welcome back. Thank you for joining us. I hope you enjoy this playthrough of Pillars of Eternity. All right, let's hit continue here. Some creatures and armor types are especially resistant or vulnerable to specific damage types. That's cool to know. I have this weird glare up here in the corner, and it is actually coming from a light over here. This is my ring light over here. I'm gonna have to figure out how to get rid of that. That's annoying back there, to say the least, I think. Delson, good evening. Broke my glasses and can't read chat. If anybody says anything to me, you'll have to let me know. I will do my best. Hey, I have, I should turn that off. I should turn the notifications off on my phone before they interrupt us all night. You know, like a professional. That was YouTube saying, you are now live on your channel. Thanks, YouTube. I needed a notification to know that. Anyway, Delson, I had something I needed to tell you. I don't know if you still need it or not, but I'm going to need you to send me a private message with your address or whatever, wherever you would like me to send you a new webcam. It's not the best webcam in the world, but it is 1080p. If you need it so that we can start playing some online D&D, let me know. All right, what did we resolve here? Nairi the Deft Hand, a bad visitor, leaving in 5 days. A wanted criminal by the name of Nairi the Deft Hand has arrived at the stronghold seeking aid in fleeing the Dyrford. A wanted criminal. That's 5 days from now, so we've got time to knock out another quest or so. We are doing these bounties. We finished the Dweller. Well, we need to bring the Dweller's head back. But Nalrind the Wise is our next stop. And Nalrind, somewhere in Elmshore. And we're not sure where Elmshore is, so let's get to the edge of the map. Really? How did you steal it? Just ordered it. Just ordered it. Not stolen in any way. It could be one of these places over here. Since I'm not seeing that location on the map, let's see if we can take a look at the others. Sly Cyrodiil is in Magran's Fork. Is that someplace where we know where it is? A lot of these might be in places we don't know yet. Oh, there's Magran's Fork, right next door to us, just 4 hours away. There we go. Equipping a shield increases a character's deflection, but it makes their accuracy go down. And who are we looking for? We're supposed to kill Sly Cyrodiil and take his head.
Can do.
Oh, we've got all these levels to spend. We should do that before we try to take on Sly, just in case. Hey, man. It's, honestly, I love you, and I'm very happy that I could help. But also, it's a little bit of a selfish, you know, thing, because I definitely want to play some more D&D. And if we can get a D&D game going, the sooner the better, in my opinion. I cannot upgrade mechanics, and I really want to, so we're going to hold on to all of his points. I think we're going to hold on to every point he's got. But what can we take? 10 extra reflex? I don't really know. Unstoppable. Nah. Weapon and shield style, no. So right now, he can't do bow. His focus is crossbows, I believe. But he doesn't have that either. I thought he had one of these offensive abilities, but maybe we never took it. And I don't know if I should go back to using warbow or stick to crossbow. Or maybe I'm eventually going to... Or hunting bow. There's too many bows and they're all in different areas. Ooh, hold on. This might be nice. With a mixture of animal and plant venoms applied to his or her weapon, the character is able to deliver a toxic strike that does raw damage over time, 3 times per rest. 59.3 raw damage over 9.9 seconds. That might be good. Or we could also get +5 accuracy against distance. Selfish is good sometimes. That's right. I'll be selfish in this case. Like I said, it's nothing spectacular, but I wanted to send you something just so that we could get started. I don't know if it'll be a lot better than what you've got built into your laptop, but we'll see. Damage with implements. What else? Wilder Hunter? I don't know what a wilder is. Interrupting blows. +15 interrupt. That can cause interrupts, and interrupts do what? Determines how likely a damaging attack is to delay the opponent's current or next action. That could be really nice. Matt, good evening. Implements? You think we should take implements? Oh wait, penetrating shot. Is that the one where things bounce? Ranged attack speed for increased damage reduction. No, that's not it. Bloody slaughter. 20% of hits convert to crits against targets with low endurance. Ooh. Oh man, that could be nice too. That's like just a straight improvement to crits when something is low on health. Yeah, so what happened to your glasses? How'd you break your glasses? And then did we have anything here we wanted? Accurate wounding shot. Gives you 10 extra accuracy on wounding shot itself. The resilient companion could be nice. What I really need, or the reason I would really think about taking resilient companion, is my companion is dying fast at this point. But I'm just not sure if that's going to be worthwhile or not. I'm leaning towards either marksman or this bloody slaughter. Marksman would make sure I hit more often. Bloody slaughter makes sure that my hits are more damaging. So really, let's take marksman first, then we'll take bloody slaughter on the next round. Sounds like you need a new pig. I do need a new pig, but I don't know if I'm ever going to get a new pig. So I may eventually have to take Resilient Companion if I want him to stay alive. So there we go. That's Smeech up to date. Okay. Aloth. I don't really need the lore points. Or at least it doesn't feel like I do. Because I haven't been using enough. Maybe if I used scrolls, I would actually be doing better. So maybe it would be worth it. I'm going to stick a point there. I'm going to go ahead and keep taking lore. Just because it seems like he and our bard should both have lore heavy. Maybe my bard should actually start spreading his points out a bit more. But athletics will make his second wind a little stronger. And since Aloth takes a lot of damage, it'd be good to have that. All right, we can get a level 4 spell. I don't have a lot of defense, so I'm thinking about taking Iron Skin. Plus 8 damage reduction until hit or critically hit. Oh, so wait. What? Lasts for up to 10 attacks. But once you get hit, it's just gone. I'm just not sure that's worth it. Spell reflection, though. Targeted spells up to 3rd level can be reflected back. Oh, these are hard choices. I'm going to go with Iron Skin because he just needs defense. And we're going to see. Maybe I am underestimating how much that defense is going to give him. We'll find out. Okay, what does he have? He has some things. Hardened Veil. Strengthen the Wizard's Arcane Veil, providing a particularly high deflection bonus. Wait, what? Is that something he already has? Arcane Veil? 2 per rest, plus 25 deflection. So there's more. That seems defensive to me. Seems real defensive. I think I'm going to take that. We're just going to have to start using it. Anyway, if Delson's still here, if he's still here. Wow, why is my nose itching so much? I hate when my nose itches and I'm on camera and I'm like, what's going on? No, I'm like a little rabbit or something. Anyway, Topher, good evening. Was gonna tell you guys the YouTube channel hit a major, well, I don't know if it's a major milestone, but it's a milestone and it feels cool to me. We hit 500 total watch hours for the channel for the lifetime of the channel today. And since I've barely done anything with the channel until we moved here like 2 weeks ago, that feels pretty big. It feels pretty big. 500 watch hours. I mean, I know that, millions and millions of watch hours for millions and millions of viewers out there on YouTube. But for my tiny little channel, for you guys being here, 500 feels great. I'm very happy with it. And thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you for watching the videos. Thank you for being here. Left lens arm screw loosens and the whole lens pops out. Wonder if that's from, do you use one hand to take your glasses on and off often? Because I used to do that, and now I use both hands every time I do it. Although I'm still a nerd, so I still, push my glasses up from the center when they start sliding down. We're going to put more athletics in here. And he doesn't need anything else, so we're going to carry over that 1 point. New class unlocks for Adir, our level 8 fighter. Character's intense beliefs have manifest as an aura with properties similar to a paladin's zealous focus. Grants gallant's focus. It gives you a friendly aura of +4 accuracy. That's kind of cool. I'm thinking, weapon Weapon... Blah, 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 blah. Weapon Mastery Knight. Plus 10 damage with Battle Axe, Sword, Morningstar, and Crossbow. Okay, I want that. But I think the Gallant's Focus, that gives a +4 accuracy bonus to the entire group. As long as they're with... he's sometimes out of... Okay. Strike that, because the aura's range is only 2.5 meters, and he gets way out ahead of everybody else for so long. That 2.5 meters is going to be mostly ineffective. So we are going to go ahead and take the Weapon Mastery Knight first. Yes, thank you for liking, subscribing, commenting. Matt, I saw your comment on yesterday's video. Sharing and shunning the non-believers. Maybe not the last part, but thank you for all those other things. And if you haven't done that, and you're watching this either right now or you're watching this as a video, please do those things. Like, subscribe, leave a comment telling me how much you hate my voices. I don't care. Whatever you want to do. Be sure to tell me how much I'm playing this game wrong. Weapon Mastery Knight. Done. Okay, Durance. Durance? I feel like you have a lot of lore. I feel like you could use a point of athletics. And maybe a point of survival? Possibly not, maybe? Maybe stealth. Stealth wouldn't hurt. All these things would help. All these things are going to help. But, yeah, I just don't know. Let's just save it and we'll put it in lore next time. Shun the non-believers. Charlie, wait. What's that from? I feel like I should know that. Interdiction. Grants interdiction. It's an interrupt. With an AoE daze. Modifies Holy Radiance. Minus 75% healing received. Well, that's not something we want. Although, wow, look at those stat bonuses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 stat bonuses. At a cost of healing. Inspiring Radiance would be good. What I really want is more healing. If I can find a way to get that. Requires at least 5 seconds in combat to charm an opponent. Unarmed attacks do increased damage. We don't need that. Summon 2 human skeletons. Not worth it because we know for a fact that human skeletons can't hit half the things on there. Charlie the Unicorn. Oh, okay. Not something. It's something I have heard of, but not something I've seen. Here. Candy Mountain. I don't expect everyone to get my references to a 20-year-old Flash cartoon. Runner's Wounding Shot. Or Veteran's Recovery. They regain endurance over time. It's a passive effect. But it only works for 56.3 seconds. Wait, how does that work? I'm going to take it, just so we can see what it does. A regen, a passive regen in combat? That would be wonderful, wouldn't it? I should have that on everyone. Take another point of lore while you can, because you're my bard. Bard should have high lore. We can only take a level 1 or level 2. AoE Terrify. Second level Chanter. 4 phrases. Speed Fast. Bounces up to 3 times. Friendly targets plus 35.4 endurance. Immunity to Frightened, Terrified for 28 seconds. Oh, so that's a heal. I was just saying I need more heals, so we're taking that. I might give him Veterans Recovery also and see if it works. He doesn't get hit as often. The only other thing you can really take is the Acolyte's Radiance, and that's not going to help. High lore is okay, but what a bard needs more than anything is boundless thirst. Chris, good evening! Oh, why, thank you. Ooh. It's the bald head. Brings him in every time. Alright, one last. Sagani! Sagani, how's it going? Your stealth is up there. Your stealth and your survival are way up there. We're going to continue. We're going to give Sagani stealth. She's going to become our new scout and the person who pulls the most. So we need to make sure she has that sneak attack ability. Like it's shiny. I could start waxing the bald head so that it looks shinier. Okay, she's got lots of things we could take if we could just get the points. But what we want is the one that gives her a sneak attack. Apprentice's sneak attack. Brutal opportunistic strikes of a rogue sneak attack, taking advantage of opponents when they are at their most vulnerable. Grants apprentice sneak attack passive. Effects are a self plus 15% melee damage, plus 15% ranged damage. So we're going to grab that. Since we're going to start using her to pull things, and she's going to be in stealth when she does it. So that sneak attack, I think, is going to be wonderful. And there we go. We are ready to go and cut this guy's head off if we can find him.
Just say the word.
Oh, I hope that doesn't get me flagged or something. I did say I was going to kill Slice Sirdle and take his head. So we got to find Sly Sirdle first. When I log into Final Fantasy 14 and see blue cheese is heresy in your FC chat, I got nothing. But don't tell our FC leader you prefer it over ranch. She'll explain why you are wrong. Man, here I was thinking possibly I would have to consider joining your FC. But now I know that your FC leader is anti-blue cheese. And as a lover of blue cheese, okay, we've talked to this guy before. That makes me very sad. Blue cheese on a salad or with wings. Hey, did we find him? What? Who are these people? Mercenary tracker, wayward priest, mercenary crossbowman, mercenary soul reaver, mercenary, and Gramrafel the Wayfarer. A motley gathering stands at the crossroads. At first glance, the person at the head of the group seems more monster than man. Two large and curling horns emerge from the side of his skull, forming a hardened carapace that is pocked like coral. Down its center, the strange shell splits, revealing the ash-gray skin of a man's face, obscured above the nose. The horns might seem a mere helmet, save that in several places you cannot tell where the flesh ends and the bone begins. From the neck down, however, this is by all appearances a human man, clad in fine armor of the same dark shade as his features. The man smiles, revealing long white teeth from which the gums have retracted. Despite his masked eyes, he looks unerringly in your direction. Hail, traveler, and well met. Not so much anti-blue cheese as she is extremely pro-ranch. All right, then. That's okay. I can accept being pro-ranch as long as you're not anti-blue cheese. Quote Charlie the Unicorn all of the time. Should react the same. If you say I prefer a nice raspberry vinaigrette. You're also Delson is also a super cool dude. He laughs quietly. Are you enjoying the fresh air? We, he gestures to the men and women behind him, are doing much the same. You seem well armed for scholars. Ah, but we are not scriveners or aspiring priests, but rather scholars of death. Where better to witness it than the road, he laughs. These paths are not very safe. For instance, I have heard tell that there are certain groups comprised of individuals, both skilled and handsome, who, depending on the monetary fortunes of strangers, will unseam these poor devils from nose to nave, and thereby send them into the next life. I think our talk is done. Kill that one slow. I want to see the light leave him. Okay, so, man, Smeech, you had to get in the middle of all this, didn't you? Well, bugger all. What are we gonna do? I don't know what a Soul Reaver does, but we know we have to get rid of the priest.
Just say the word.
We're gonna start by sending our animals at the priest. We are going to send you here, just to start getting rid of them. Let's see, who else have we got? Let's throw some spells. We've got a necrotic lance that we want to hit. Let's hit the priest with. And let's drop a bomb on somebody. Maybe the Soul Reaver.
Yes?
And you just start shooting people because you've got a rifle. Why not? You've met evil Vinwaris. Yes, Smeech and evil Vinwaris. We could be great friends if you would just allow it. I imagine it involves the reaving of souls. Why didn't I think of that? So much for their priest. My priest is stronger than their priest, I think. Okay, animals, go kill a Soul Reaver, please.
Just say the word. Ready, Watcher.
And everybody else just do whatever you want. This fight is going to be it looks like this fight's going to be exceptionally easy, actually, because the Soul Reaver just died also. No, Durance's guy just died. The guy that Durance was casting the spell on. Was that the Soul Reaver, though? It was.
Just say the word. I'm here.
All right, you guys kill that crossbow guy. All right, now it's time to just have everybody start turning on people.
Leave it dead.
And Grammerfell, the Wayfarer. You picked a fight with the wrong group, man. Ain't no good way you could reave a soul. Reave, intransitive verb. To seize and carry off forcibly. To deprive one of something, bereave. 3, to rob, plunder, or pillage. Yeah, none of those are great. All of those make you the baddie. Wait, Dead Man Stands. It actually has a property called Dead Man Stands. Delay unconsciousness for 3 seconds. Someone needs those. Smeech, you pick those up for now. You're not going to keep them, but someone needs to be wearing those. Who doesn't have boots on? Oh, Smeech doesn't have boots on. You know what? Let's give those to our healer. Because then maybe the healer can heal themselves? Oh, wait. Is this certain people only? Okay, there we go. Now our healer has that. A fine battle axe. That's a fine battle axe, I say. Take all that.
Just say the word.
I can't wait. I can't wait for Smeech and Benoiris to start
Not a
adventuring
problem.
once more. Let's go down here. See if this guy... We're still looking for a specific guy. Those guys weren't even people we were looking for. Uh-oh. Are you the person we were looking for? That's just an outlaw rogue. Everybody
I'll see
stealth.
what I can find.
Everybody stealth. Oh, there he is. Sly Cyrodiil.
Aye?
They've got a rogue, a barbarian, a ranger with a lion companion. Look, we did some damage to the rogue right up front. Smeech's target's already destroyed. Wait, what? Oh, they've got a wizard down there too, and a priest that we just hadn't seen yet. How is Smeech's target already destroyed? It doesn't look like the rogue is dead. Oh, now the rogue is definitely dead. All right, Smeech. Let's take out the priest then. Okay.
How may I help?
Low level spells on this barbarian. We should have... There we go. Let's get an Armor of Faith going. For the defenses. And who died? Itumax. The priest is dead. So we're going to get our ranged attackers on the wizards. Even though Chupa Thingy's about to die.
Just say the word. I'm here.
Hear me out. You were a soul reaver, like a thief taker, but you specialize in rescuing stolen souls from necromancers and destroying phylacteries. That sounds like it would be a fun class to play in a D&D campaign. Wait, whoa, what are you doing down there? Get back up here. You guys are supposed to be focused on the wizard. Is the wizard dead? Maybe the wizard already died and I missed it? Excellent. Excellent. Good job, everyone. We're doing great. Please keep Chupa Thingy alive.
Following your lead.
We haven't taken enough damage to need a heal yet. We lost Chupa Thingy. Chupa Thingy's down. Is everyone attacking? Because it doesn't look like everyone's attacking. They are. Well, that was
Yeah.
a little bit anticlimactic. But did he have anything? Weathered Grimoire. Have we? I'm pretty sure we've already read all the grimoires that we need. He did have an S-stock, a two-handed S-stock. Burn proof, beast slaying, damage reduction, and rending. Oh, damage reduction on a two-hander? Nice. Okay. Now, what is his... Hold on. I need to see... He picked up an ability. Didn't he? Constant recovery. Okay. Defender, fighting spirit, knockdown, fearless. Weapon specialization, knight, covers battle axe, sword, morningstar, and crossbow. So he doesn't have a specialization in two-handed weapons yet. He has weapon... Look at this. Not only that, he has weapon focus on those and weapon mastery on those. So we're going to want to keep him with a battle axe, sword, morningstar. We're not really going to want to go into two-hander unless we absolutely have to. Kind of want to see what it looks like, though. It looks pretty sweet. And then the Weathered Grimoire. It does have a couple of new spells. We have Confusion. And what is this? Ringrim's Enervating Terror. Causes enemies in the area of effect to envision their worst fears, causing them to be weakened or terrified. If the escalation worth it, that would just lead to re-reavers, which hunt down escaped souls and re-reave them. Yeah, that's gonna, it'll get out of hand quickly, I think. The re-reavers gonna be underpowered unless you go Polar Master. This is 4th edition. Roughly 4th edition rules, right? So maybe not.
Just say the word.
All right, so that, okay. There's another one down. We still can't do Nalrun the Wise because we don't know where Elmshore is. Can we do Warchief Iklak? He's in Valewood, and I'm not sure we've ever been to Valewood either, but let's...
Leave it to me.
I'm starting to lose track of the names of some of the areas. We have been to Valewood. That's there, just 12 hours away. That's a nice, easy one. Okay, could be anywhere, but we're going to start by looking at the bandit camp. All right. Oh, this is where we started, basically, isn't it? We haven't even explored this whole area. Look at this. There's a whole space right here we haven't even seen yet. It doesn't matter because he'll get 35 abilities that all do the same thing, worded slightly differently, and they'll be the same 35 abilities as everyone else. Basically, yes. This could be him already. That is him. This fight's going to be nothing. Zurups seem to be pretty simple. We're going to need to find some high-level Zurups if we're going to worry about them. Yeah, that was an easy fight. All right, we are going to go over here and get this last piece of the map cleared.
I've got something over here.
Ooh, what is it? Lots of gems. I like gemstones. Okay, let's head back out. And it looks like it's time to go turn these in. And then we'll have to find something else to do. We do have that person. We need to take care of this while we're back in town. And we've got 1 day and 2 hours left on our construction. A lot of great concepts with a whole lot of poor execution. So I liked 4th edition, and a part of it was just, and I agree, there are things that could have been executed a lot better. There's a lot of good concepts that could have been iterated on. I wouldn't mind a remake of 4th edition that is like the next iteration of what the concepts in 4th Ed were, because I thought 4th Ed's combat wasn't bad. But really, I don't need it, because the things that I liked about it, they kind of did in 5th edition anyway. But I liked combat in 4th edition. 5th edition feels like it lies somewhere between like somewhere beyond 4th. It's like they wanted to get rid of 4th edition and make 3.5 into 4. Like 3.75 or something like that. 4th edition needed a 4.5. Yeah. But everyone hated 4th edition so much. Everyone hated 4th edition so much. I think they wanted to just get the taste out of their mouth. It's like in the movie where the guy's like, Plan A has a stink to it or whatever. West Curtain Wall construction is complete. So more construction is done. Dungeons. The dungeons of Cadnua contain 9 cells. Upgrading the dungeons will allow you to take prisoners during your travel. When did we get the merchant stall? Have I talked to the merchant in our merchant stall? Allows for a merchant to sell general goods in your great hall. We are starting to look pretty nice. We want to go up here to Walden's Lodge to turn in all the heads that we've collected. All right. Warden.
Greetings.
War Chief Iklak is dead. That ought to make the Valewood a little safer for a time. Here's your reward. 6th E will be 3.75 plus 4 to the 2nd edition. Man. Right now, the iteration that it looks like is being done for what essentially 5.5, some of it seems really bad. Some of it doesn't seem that bad. I just don't know. I don't know. I think it's a great time to try playing other games. They use the word powers. Like we're not superheroes. I mean, you could be though. Call them shenanigans and people would be happy. Cyril is dead. Good work. They'll be celebrating in New Himar soon enough. Here's the bounty. Okay. And took down the Dweller. To the relief of the merchants, I'm sure. Here's the coin they were offering. Oh, we made some good money. Any more bounties? Not until we do the last one that we've got, I think. Like, what are the tabletop games that we need to try out?
Better indeed.
You know, because I've been playing D&D, as I know that at least most of the people who have spoken in chat this evening have been playing D&D for a long time, and probably have played many editions of D&D, right? New World of Darkness. New Deadlands. Isn't New Deadlands D20 based? I do want to play Shadowrun. I absolutely love Savage Worlds. I haven't played Palladium in 100,000 years. We created some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles characters once. Palladium also was Nightbane, which I loved, but never really got to play much. I think Matt had a great. Oh, New Deadlands is Savage Worlds. They did release a D20 version of Deadlands, though. I think I'd have to go to the Deadlands website and look it up. I think Matt was right when we were saying we need to create some characters and then create those characters again in multiple different games and see how how those characters would play in lots of different mechanics, just for the fun and as a way to kind of review those games. Legend of the Five Rings is one I never played. Is it a pretty heavy crunch game? Nothing as crunchy as Hero System, but I would love to hit up some indie markets and play just a bunch of indie games. I think that would be just fun. Bee Heist I've never heard of. L5R is low fantasy. All rolls use D10s. Aha. This is Neri the Deft Hand. This is who we came here to see.
Name's Neri. Begging your pardon and all, my lord, but I was hoping we could talk.
All right, let's hear it. You call your allies together in motion for the petitioner to step forward. Oh, look at us. Look at Smeech sitting on the throne now. Yes. Yes. That is as Smeechly as Smeech could be. It is an XKY system, so you roll X D10s and keep the best Y rolls. Huh. I've never done anything like that. Screenshot that. Yeah. There we go. Enjoyed playing the game we played for Halloween with the background characters in movies. That was actually really fun.
So, might be I got myself nicked here and there for a few, unsavory deeds. My name's on posters all over Defiance Bay now. Makes it harder to walk about freely, if you get me. My thinking is, it's time for me to seek out new horizons. Deadfire Archipelago seems nice. Then I'm out of everyone's hair. Only, I could use some help getting there. Not that I'm asking you to do this for free, mind. I picked up a couple of things here from a fellow I know. Not much good to me if I'm caught.
This thief, this brazen thief, comes before me asking for help escaping the punishment of the law. Now I need to know what shinies is he offering? Love to explore some smaller retro titles. I don't know Shatter. Are you talking about Shatter Zone? I have the box set for Shatter Zone. It's like a sci-fi RPG, like a Star Wars Light or something. More sci-fi than that, I guess. It'd be more like maybe Battlestar Galactica. Oh man, if we were gonna hit some more indie retro titles, stuff like, I would love to play Underground again. Made characters to play 10 minutes. Yes, that's Shatter Zone. Shatter Zone, that would be fun to try. Underground was a really interesting Rift-like. Elder Gun! Good evening, Sir Dork. Another is here. Sir Dork-a-Lot. Sir Dork-a-Lot is here. Are you enjoying the beginning of your new year, new trip around the sun? Squeakbiz, hey, good evening. No CRP? CRP. I'm sure it's going to come to me what that stands for. You should turn yourself in. You can't be serious. They'll hang me. I'll see that they give you a lenient sentence is better than living as an outlaw. I'll put in a good word for you. I'm sure you'll get a lenient sentence. It's better than... On second thought, perhaps not. All right, Delson, enjoy your local D&D game. Hopefully it will go very, very well. May the rolls be with you this evening. Your journey is over. No, you just started another. You literally just began another trip around the sun yesterday. Oh, no CRP RPG. Forced backronym for no crap. Need to build a new guild on an RP server. Are you playing WoW again? Or weren't you playing on Dalaran? The Dalaran server? Trying to move to an RP server? What's got you up to moving onto an RP server? Look at that, Delson. He gets to play D&D. La-di-da-di-da. Big D&D playing jerk. Doesn't play with me. May have just pre-ordered Starfield. I looked at my most played games on Steam. Both Skyrim and Fallout have over 2,000 hours because all the stuff in the game, mods aside, building. So, yeah, Squig. I mean, if you've got faith that it's going to be good and you're going to put in that kind of hours, there's no reason not to pre-order it. If you've got faith in it. I don't pre-order games because I can't afford to pay full price for games. Play the heck out of you. You know, do it. Delson, I hope you have fun, man. I can't wait for us to play again. It is beyond full. I can barely do anything. Oh, also training. Yeah, that's cool. It's cool. So your RP server is less populated. On second thought, perhaps not. I can help you escape. No, I just lied. Ha! I'll try to see that they give you a lenient sentence.
What? So I just offer myself up? Hope they take mercy? Never mind that. I'm not so keen on a stint behind bars.
Your stronghold has gained a +1 prestige. You're just going to have to trust me.
Not a chance.
You're a clever one, you are, but you're not talking me into offering my own neck up to the hangman. And there he turns on his heels, loping briskly from the hall. Well, that was... I don't know what else to do there. That was the best judgment that I could give as a Smeech. Both are still among the most played for Steam. It's because they're, you know, good games. They've got their problems, but I enjoyed both of those games. I enjoyed multiple Fallout games. I'm not jelly, you're jelly, I'm peanut butter. Benoit is his peanut butter. Almost nothing being sold in the store. So, I don't know if you've seen this. Maybe you have, maybe you haven't. World of Warcraft's getting ready to get rid of the limitation on cross-server trading. So when you go into a dungeon with people from another server, you'll be able to trade stuff with them. That's going to make it where, you know, they haven't said yet whether or not they're going to get rid of the limit on mailing stuff to your characters on other servers. That would be great. If they really should just combine everything. Like all of your characters should be able to mail stuff to each other across any server boundaries, as long as they're in the same region. And all of the auction house items should all be on one big auction house. And instead of like halfway being like that, like it is now. Or you can play Final Fantasy. Aside from bugs on launch, most of those got fixed. Mod makers usually fix what wasn't. Have to do that when you've lost 75% of your player base. I mean, yeah. Well, and also, to give them the benefit of the doubt, the servers can handle it now. When the game came out, databases just their servers couldn't handle it, their databases couldn't handle it. You can do that kind of stuff now. But also, yes, when you've lost a lot of your player base, I don't know if it's legitimately 75%. A lot of the people who left during the big Blizzard controversies have come back. Put less time into WoW. Well, here's the thing, Squig. WoW, they're getting sold. They're getting sold. So, who knows what they're going to do? Unless the government blocks it, and why are they trying to block the Microsoft's Activision acquisition when they didn't block Disney? I don't know. If they get sold to Microsoft, who knows what's going to happen with it? It hasn't gone through yet. It's still in the works. They are still having like some kind of inquiry, congressional inquiry into it. I think the congressional stuff like that just started a couple weeks ago. And of course, Sony is lobbying to stop it. Can you really blame them though? Okay, we don't have anyone to assign to this yet. And we just started construction, right? 1 day, 21 hours. Yes, because Microsoft will own Activision. And Sony accidentally leaked how much money they make off of Activision titles. Nobody who owns a senator wanted to stop Disney. Sony wants to stop Microsoft. Good point. Good point. All right, let's go back to meet Chancellor Warren at the Charred Barrel in Brackenbury. That's going to be our next stop. Like I said, we're either stuck waiting for a few more levels, you just gain like 2 or 3 more levels, or until we can learn Ingwithin before we can move on with the things that we really want to do.
Better indeed.
A lot of people were really hoping that this would go through, and a lot of people were really against it. And I see both positives and negatives. Like, it's never a great thing the closer you move to a monopoly, right? But also, I love my Game Pass, and I would love to see, like, Activision, all of Activision's titles on Game Pass. Getting ready to leave work today. I heard some things that are happening. Oh, really? Something you could talk about, or something that you're going to need to tell me about later? Or something you're like, I can't talk about this at all. It is really satisfying to watch a multi-billion-dollar program turn into a dumpster fire because you got taken off of it.
Have you ever chased a skirt,
Oh, man.
wizard? Or do you merely hide behind them?
Don't pawn your personal problems off on me.
What
They
does
will
mean?
use you, cast you off when it suits them. Never speak another word to you.
Who? What are we talking
Maybe they
about?
just don't answer to fiery whore.
I guess my wizard and my priest don't like each other much. Looked over anything for the next year that would be worth buying. Nothing is worth it except Baldur's Gate 3 for longevity. Open world games wise, Bethesda has it covered. Not as satisfying as having it be successful because you ran it. Final Fantasy 14 time, Elder Gun. Are you playing both? Are you playing Final Fantasy 14 and WoW? Man. That's dedication to the MMO genre. Cyberpunk was good but had no longevity. But is Cyberpunk dead yet? Like, are they still developing for it? Are there still DLCs coming out? And I haven't even taken a look at what the mod scene for Cyberpunk is like. Didn't sign an NDA. I can share anything. There is an expansion coming out. Okay. Oh, but then that's it? That's a little disappointing. Maybe the DLC bandwagon is kind of dying off. I feel like we're not getting as much DLC as we used to. Noble? Naunton? Naunton? Didn't we talk to Naunton before? Chancellor Warren, there you are. Lord Smeech, what brings you to Brackenbury? So we know. Oh man, I'm getting excited. This is a trap, right? Or this is an ambush. That's what's gonna happen. This is gonna be an ambush. They're gonna kill us and Chancellor Warren. Time to get it going as a streaming family. Wait, so you wanna see Final Fantasy XIV streamed more, or you're going to start streaming Final Fantasy XIV? I haven't streamed Final Fantasy XIV in a while. I stopped streaming MMOs. I stopped playing MMOs, really, because of taking the time to stream more single player stuff and recording videos and editing videos. I had to take a break. I'm probably going to stay out of the MMO genre until maybe the end of July. Just because I need to be making some videos. Basically going to redo the whole game, cut out 90% of the player base who can't upgrade their PC to play what they already own. That sucks. That's pretty crap. Personally identifying, okay. And technically anything federal tax information. Don't have access to that anyway. Oh, so you want us to start doing more Final Fantasy XIV and getting some like on-stream group play going, like running some dungeons, maybe some raids. I'd have to level up to do that. Bad decisions all around. You sent a missive. No, I didn't. I received a missive from you. The Chancellor sat down his mug of ale and looks at you quizzically. As far as I know, nothing has changed regarding your rightful possession of Cadnua. You realize that the charred barrel has gone quiet, and turn to see the last of the patrons quickly disappearing through the front door. A moment later, a group of armed men and women stride into the tavern. Here we go, we walked right into this one. I'm done, I already 100%ed the game. Sheesh. Squig, man. You'll have a whole lot less time for ancillary gaming coming September. I probably can wait. Also, I need much love. So that's what when I go back to Final Fantasy XIV, I need to hit my leveling hard. I will have much less time for ancillary gaming if we're going to start doing a lot more content creation. And tabletop gameplay. I'm gonna have to find a way to just make a lot more money without working anymore. That's what I need to do. Make more money by playing more games. Oh dear. The Chancellor quickly ducks behind the table. Oh, they brought a big group with them. You did ask, and I said yes. As far as Final Fantasy XIV, I'm all caught up and done for months now. No reason to log in. I mean, if you're all done, no more story, no more raiding to do. I mean, if you're not into raiding. Raiding is what you do while you wait for more stories to come out. So if you're not into raiding, yes, you leave and you go back when more story comes out. The woman leading the armed group lowers her cowl with one hand while keeping the other one on a pistol tucked into her belt. You immediately recognize Gathman's captain. Now that the sheep have been herded from their pen,
you and I can conduct our business, unfortunate as it may be.
I remember you.
And I you, she grins. I'll admit, with your reputation, I expected someone a little taller.
Wait, I'm an Orlin also. What do you want?
Oh, I think you know. Lord Gathman has ordered your death. She forces a frown. A shame, really. I admire your exploits, even if only half of them are true. Sadly, I have my orders.
Gathman will lose. You should come to work for me.
The man is swine, albeit noble, wealthy swine. Her lips curl in feigned disgust. Were I to do it again, I doubt I'd have taken in with him. But what's done is done, and Lord Gathman is as ruthless as he is arrogant. He'll go to great lengths to avenge a betrayal. What could you offer to make me consider such a risk?
A better life serving an honorable lord? A lot less pain. Attack me and I'll make you suffer. A simple bribe. Walk away and pretend this conversation never happened. Let's finish this. A better life serving an honorable lord.
I've heard such stories about you. They can't all be true, can they? She's silent for a moment. Tales of your charity? Your kindness? But I also see strength in you. But is that enough to best Lord Gathman? That gamble is too rich for my blood. Still, I think I can tell Gathman that you didn't take the bait and never showed up here. No need for anyone to die today, eh?
She looks to her troops and they nod in agreement.
Know this. The day will soon come when you must face Gathman. I've lived this long by knowing which side to be on. Prove yourself on the battlefield and... who knows? Until we meet again, Smeech.
Look at me, talking my way out of combat. Wow, that's excellent. To help others level. Yes, there's a good reason. In Final Fantasy XIV, yeah, although the insane tier rating is like a whole other game, I'm not hand-holding people unless there's a commitment to raid later. Not enough to spell the name right. Oh. I bet the autocorrect changes it. I bet it does every time. But I've never tried typing squig on my phone like in chat. But I know that when I started typing squig biz in the credits, the autocorrect wanted to change it. Well, that was unexpected. Warren emerges from beneath his table and smooths the rumpled sleeves of his robe. It does make the strange reports I've received from the grasp make more sense in context, however. Go on. Earl Badimar decided to keep an eye on Lord Gathman's activities. Gathman has been hiring a lot of men recently, but for what purpose? We can't say. I'd advise you to take extra precautions at Cadnua. He may be attempting to place spies or saboteurs within your walls. Be wary, Smeech. I don't think you've seen Lord Gathman's endgame yet. He swallows the rest of his ale and gives you a curt nod before heading for the door. I'm gonna have to get those cells in the dungeon finished so that we can put Gathman in one. If that's a possibility, we're gonna have to make that a goal. Put Gathman in a cell. All right, where are we going to next? So we've done. Wait, we haven't done Return to Court. We need to return to Cadnua. Okay, back out. Back to Cadnua.
How's the hand?
Yep, we actually have to reach.
I have to cut it off.
What?
I warned you not to pet him.
Oh,
I'm not
no.
supposed to pet him. Why is he so soft?
Turning purple. Oh, boy. Shouldn't have pet him. You just shouldn't have. Follow Twitter's advice and feed him to his peasants. Oh, there you go. Squigbiz. Spelled it right and everything.
Keeps coming along nicely.
Speak to the mob in front of your great hall. Well, this is not good. Is our construction done yet? 24 minutes. I could probably wander around for a little bit. I wonder how long 24 minutes takes. Oh, I can just select all with backspace. That's kind of nice to know. Well, has 24 minutes passed? I don't want to talk to the mob until this 24 minutes is up. You know, just in case. 240 rounds. I don't know if time is passing at all, honestly. It's still hour 19. All right, here we go. Talk to the mob. All right, mob, what's going on? I wouldn't have paid, so they set my crops on fire. When my boy tried to stop him, they knocked him over the head. He's alive, but he can't think straight no more. Your boy got lucky. My guards, good men both, got put to the sword after they'd surrendered. I paid those thugs what they wanted, but they still took everything I had. Are they telling lies about me, or are they talking about Gathbin's men? For the first time in 15 years, I'm going to the eye doctor on the 12th. Wow. Wow, first time in 15 years. You know what? It's been almost that long for me. I was going to say that's a long time. It's been that long since I went. Texting makes me want to throw up. Ooh. I hope you find something. It's always terrible to say, I hope there's something wrong with your eyes. But sometimes you hope there's something wrong because then maybe you can get it fixed. To get you to deal with some bandits? I hope so. I hope that's what we're about to find out. There he is! A woman points at you and all eyes in the crowd turn their hostile gazes upon you. Can I help you people with something? We don't need help. We just want you to leave us alone. We want justice. Go on. You sent your men to my farm to collect a crop tax, saying we was overdue. For me, it was a road toll. I've been traveling up and down this way for years, and this was the first I've heard of such a thing. Other people in the crowd chime in. See, Gathbin is framing me. Gonna kill that guy after I throw him in my dungeon. Those weren't my men. Then who were they? They weren't no common bandits. If this happens again, it's not on my orders. You heard it directly from me. Wait, what makes you think I sent them? They said they were acting on orders from the Lord of Cadnua. That's you. Say we believe you. What about what we've lost? What about my crops? And my goods, and the families of my guards. Leave before I hang the lot of you? Make those men face justice? You can count on it. I'm here to get son or trade goods. I'm going to say this. I lean towards just giving them money. I really want to do both of these. I want to say I'll make those men face justice and then give them money. We appreciate that. Oh, good. We're going to be able to. But can you offer us any compensation? Just a little to help us get by, of course. Most generous of you, my lord. There. Now maybe they'll be on my side. The villagers nod and smile, uttering thanks as they distribute the coins. But it's 1,000 copper. 1,000 copper is nothing. I've got like 15,000 copper in my pockets. Ah, angry mobs. The inevitable thorn in every ruler's side, eh, Smeech? They're good people. Can't blame them for reacting that way. Your subjects are fortunate to have a leader that understands the compassionate side of nobility. But for now, they will have to wait. I have news about Lord Gathbin. Let's discuss it in the Great Hall, away from curious ears. Let's. I had perfect eyes until last year. The eyes just starting to feel the years. I used to have glasses. I probably told this story before, but I'm going to tell it again. I used to wear glasses. For a couple of years, I wore glasses. And then I needed new glasses, or felt like I needed new glasses. No, I needed new glasses because I had the tinting stuff on my old glasses, and it got bubbles underneath it. The transition lenses. And so I went in to get new glasses, and she's like, well, I got to give you a new eye exam. And then she gave me a new eye exam. She said, well, it looks like your prescription is so light that it's not really worth you having glasses. Your eyes seem to have corrected themselves a bit. So I haven't worn glasses ever since. There's a really good chance I would need them again if I went and got another eye exam, because I haven't had one in probably as long as you have. No current events are pending. We finished building whatever it was we were building. Oh, the dungeons. We just finished the dungeons. Yes. Now we've got dungeons. We are going to get Gathman. He's going to got and be in the dungeon. Build the craft hall, your stronghold, providing you with a weapon and armor merchant, as well as dexterity bonus for resting. Parts of exotic creatures and generate a random creature part every single turn in the stronghold treasury. Oh, all of these are really cool. This one gives me 4. Oh wait, that one's done. This one gives me 3 bonuses. Upgrading them will grant both a constitution and athletics bonus when resting. The hedge maze is for security. The garden, random plant every turn in this stronghold. Okay. A forum, a chapel. Allow you to purchase scrolls from a priest. And artificer. A mechanics bonus. That's what we want. Mechanics bonus. Cheaters. Is cheaters glasses that you only wear when you're doing certain things like reading? My eyes are more at a distance where I start. And really, it's not even that. My eyes are great at a distance unless if I'm like reading or looking at a computer screen close up and then I look up, it takes too long for my eyes to adjust to the distance. Magnifying reading glasses. Okay. So reading for me, reading is no problem. I can hold a book right here, read it just fine. Or hold my phone. My wife, she can't do that though. She can't. She can't see if it's close. I do need to figure out where my merchant went. Library, treasury, dungeons, barracks. Wait a minute. What's in my treasury? Is that where all the money I've been collecting is going? That's my general goods merchant.
Welcome.
Greetings, my lord. Fancy a new blade, maybe an axe? I have plenty here to take the fancy of any man of action, or perhaps some ingredients and spices for the road. I have oils and tinctures for the ailing man, too. Want to have a look? I'll have a look. Show me what you got. We do have... Okay, I still have a rope. I have a grappling hook. Do they stack? Let's buy another grappling hook. Let's buy... Whoops. They only have 1 pry bar. And let's... Ooh! We're going to buy all 6 camping supplies. And then we can get rid of a few things. Oh, wait. Not Marewald's. We're going to keep that. We will get rid of these. I'm going to keep the ones that actually look like they have a name. For the most part, I could probably get rid of like all these fine weapons. They're worth a lot more. But I'm going to keep a battle axe, and we're going to enchant that in a minute. We're going to keep the... do I have a fine... I don't have a fine Ingwithan shield. I wouldn't mind making a... If I had a fine one, that would be great. We could turn a fine sword into a highly enchanted weapon. No real use for these daggers. I don't really think I have a use for the pike. -8 accuracy, 16 deflection. Oh, hey. Let's use a fine large shield. We're just trying to make a lot of money here. Let's get rid of the garbage stuff. That one has no accuracy drop off, but it's a small shield. All right, that's good enough. That's good enough for now. A battle axe of detect magic. So he really can, because he's got a bonus to using battle axes. We can go in here, and we could take this axe out. Here's a battle axe, and here's a shield. And we could right-click on that, and we could go in here and enchant it. We could make it exceptional. I don't know what these points are. I think it can only have 14 points total. So we can make it exceptional. Requires level 8, which I am, I think. I can't make it superb or legendary yet. Yeah, level 12 and 16. That's a long way to go. These do cost a lot of money. That's a lot of gold. But exceptional will give it... Fine is giving it what? 4 accuracy, 15 damage. 8 accuracy and 30% damage. So we could do that. Now it's exceptional. We can give it secondary damage. I wonder if we can give it more than 1 secondary damage. Or more than 1 slaying. We can give it burning lash. Nope. But we could give it a slaying of Kith, maybe? Human, Amaua, Orlin, Godlike, Dwarf, Elf. Okay, we'll do that. Now we've got ourselves a nice axe. And then we could also enchant this fine shield. Except all we can do there is make it exceptional to give it +8 deflection instead of whatever it's already got, which is +4. And then those could be... That could be his new offhand. When we're attacking... So his current sword is for slaying ghosts against spirits. And his axe is for slaying anything humanoid, basically.
Yeah.
That's the first enchanting we've done the entire game. Let's talk to this guy. Lord Smeech. Party gained 642 experience. I've received word that Lord Gathman is amassing an army of mercenaries near Yinwood Field. It appears a peaceful claim to Cadnua is no longer possible. The Earl has sent me to aid you in forming your own force to counter this threat. I'm here in an advisory role only, of course. The Earl won't officially take sides in this dispute. Okay. How much time do I have? Enough. It's rumored Lord Gathman will suffer a series of unfortunate and completely unforeseeable setbacks before his army is complete. He grins and winks. Still, I'd not tarry long. Okay. Let's talk about the army. Where am I going to get troops? I've sent out a call for volunteers from the lands around Cadnua. Hopefully people will realize that being under your rule is preferable to that of Lord Gathman's. Any hirelings stationed at Cadnua will also accompany you to the battle, so I suggest you acquire as many of them as possible. However, most of these men and women have no military experience. Hopefully you can gain additional allies. The Knights of the Crucible, perhaps? Or the Dozens. Okay. So we need to find the Knights of the Crucible and the Dozens, and I don't know what kind of time limit we're running up against. The Marshal shakes his head. 2 green and 2 few. If you go up against Lord Gathman now, losses will be heavy. However, victory is still possible. We need to recruit veteran troops. I know of a company or two of veterans that would be willing to join us for a bit of coin. I'd say 10,000 coppers should cover the expense. Holy cow. What was I just saying about money and how it was easy to come by? Not if I want troops. But that's a start. We could get our veteran troops going. It'll be done. What special allies do I have? No one has offered their help, I'm afraid. It may be possible to find an ally in Defiance Bay among the Knights of the Crucible, the Dozens, or if you're truly desperate, House Dominel. I've also heard rumors of a force of Red Serens currently in the White March. If you find your way that far north, perhaps you can sway some of them to join your cause. Okay. So we have a lot of options. Why not let Gathman come here? Lord Gathman isn't fool enough to risk tearing down Cadnua just to kill you. And if you shield yourself behind these walls, he'll have free reign to torment your subjects in the countryside. Oh. Hooded Squirrel! Good evening. Still no Discord notifications. I totally forgot to put up a Discord notification. I am sorry. I need to start just setting them. I wonder if I can set something to go on. I stream 9 o'clock Monday through Thursday though. But I will set a notification on my computer to put a notification in Discord as I'm beginning the stream. Hold on. I'm adding it to my clock. Actually, let's just put it on my phone. Where's my clock? Clock, where are you? Clock, there we go. So we're going to set it for, oops, here we go. I'm going to set an alarm, 8, how about 8:50? 8:50 p.m., Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And we're going to label it Discord going live notification. Done. Save. All right. There we go. And I should probably be doing that on, I don't know, maybe I should be doing that on Twitter or something also. Don't get a notification, I forget. That's okay. I don't want YouTube to be like, here's 50 million videos you should watch. And Twitter and Facebook. You're right. You're right. I really should probably be going live on Facebook also. I don't know if anybody watches videos live on Facebook. Is that a thing that people actually do? I doubt it. Let's go. Let's reopen our game here. So I will make sure that gets up on Discord, and at least on Discord and Twitter. All right, so we're done with that, but we do have other things to do now. That's fair. That's pretty fair. I do get a lot of notifications if I turn my notifications on. I don't think I have many notifications turned on right now. I think the only one I have currently turned on, like I went through and made sure my notifications were turned off for everybody. I think the only one I get on this account is when Raven goes live. Where's Hadrit House? Oh yeah. I run across Theos and Brackenberry Sanitarium. I let Lady Webb know. So that we need to do after we do these two. Through Death's Gate. Travel to Dyrford Village. We have not been there yet. So here we go. We're also working on raising an army. So we've got work to do. We need more. We need some more followers. And then we need another group. We are going to have... we will have our veterans soon enough. And I should be able to start hiring hirelings as soon as we build something that will let us do that. For now, though, let's head to Dyrford. We can't get to Dyrford. The closest we can go is Stormwall. We've been to Woodend Plains. We're going to go to Stormwall. We'll have to explore all of Stormwall before we move on, though. Perception affects a character's chance to cause interrupt on attacks and contributes to accuracy and the reflex defense. Oh, so perception's pretty... Oh, rain. Rain is new. I don't think we've had a rainy day yet, have we? What do we got? Feral Druid.
I shall be discreet.
One dead Feral Druid. Oh, what did he just turn into? It doesn't matter, it's dead. Okay. Oh, man. That went well. Who could ask for anything more? Take it all. Yes. Very nice. Ooh, some ruins.
Keeping an eye out.
Puigra? Who look a little bit like, I don't know, undead drow of some sort?
That's how it's done.
All right, that was easy. I think we were supposed to have come here a long time ago. You know, we found that place where we were up against a wall, and the content was a little harder than we wanted it to be. But now, not so much. Ooh, the bright sun casts its light on a pattern in the ground. You kneel to get a better look. The stone here has been carved with a few simple shapes. A small circular indentation marks the center, and a much larger circle surrounds it. You see what appears to be writing above the two circles. Look at the circular indentation. The indentation is shallow and smooth. It looks like it was intended to hold something specific. Same with the outer circle. Several shapes have been carved along the outer ring. Though most have been worn away, you can make out a crescent above the center. See that crescent like a sun over here? The characters are completely foreign to you, no doubt the remnants of some long-forgotten language. Wait a while. You wait a few hours, marking the sun's journey across the sky. All right, we're going to have to find something. There's going to be something that needs to go in there. Kirave? Oh, hello. That guy's an Orlan too, I think. Chewing on a piece of uncooked meat, a small Orlan dressed in tattered leathers offers a mumbled greeting and waves his hand. Despite his pleasant smile, the upper right portion of his face is in a sorry state. An eye patch stitched with a stylized eyeball wraps around his head, and his ear is a mangled remnant that twitches and spasms while the other ears perks up at ears. His other ears, all four of them. Next to him is the splayed carcass of a deer that appears ripped open by a bear or wolf. You hear a gurgling rumble next to you. Sagani places her hand on her stomach, her eyes on the carcass. Still fresh. Itubok's pink tongue lolls out of his mouth.
If this is your deer, you need a new game warden. Name's Heravius. Hungry? I can't eat all this. First catch of the day, help yourself.
All right. Might want to cook that first. You know, there's a fine for poaching. No, let's, I want to cook it first.
Ruin the original texture? That's the best part!
What?
Just see for
Let's
yourself.
eat this raw deer. Turning his attention to the corpse, he plunges his hand into the deer's vivisected abdomen.
Eat up!
After you. His one eye locks yours, and he tears off several inches of intestine with one ripping bite. He slowly chews, his eye squinting at you.
So delicious. Now
Mumbles
I know
as
the
his
deer
face
had
winces.
elderberries for its last meal.
Oh.
Sure you don't want to try some?
What killed
One
that deer?
ornery Stelgar. Though looking at the deer's insides, it had a malformed but delicious heart, and would have been dead within the year regardless.
This guy's a hunter with a spear is what it looks like.
Galloway chose a fitting end for this fine animal. Pardon me, I shouldn't pray with my mouth full.
What brings you
Other than
here?
the delicious venison, new trees to document, new animals to sketch, new sights to be seen. I've learned as much as I can from the druids of my circle.
Oh, he's a
I'd rather
druid.
wander and learn than take root and stagnate. So if you're traveling to Dyrwood and need another set of hands, I'd welcome the safety of a group.
A druid's assistance would be
I'm
welcome.
trained by the celebrants of Hawk and Ivy of the Fisher Crane tribe. I know more than my share of nature magic, and, well, I don't shy away from a good fight. I have business with the druids that live near Twin Elms. So long as we find ourselves there eventually, I'm happy to follow along.
Okay, so maybe I should make a note. Get out the pen. Get out the stuff that you make notes on. Here we go. Hero Vase. And he needs to go to the Druids of Twin Elms. I wonder how hard it is to... This guy is so blunt. He's great. I wonder how hard it is to keep people from leaving you in this game. Because that was one of the things I didn't like about Baldur's Gate. Was like, it was so easy to cause somebody to just take off. You're welcome to join
Splendid.
us.
It'll be an honor to run with the pack for a change.
Okay. Once a character has been dismissed from the party, they will return to either the Black Hound Inn in Gilded Vale or to your stronghold if you've acquired it. So we've acquired it. I don't know if I want to get rid of anybody, though. I like my group. Even though he's a druid, and I would love to have him in the group. The question is, do I replace Sagani? Sagani has the highest stealth of everyone in... Your mage... You're right, my mage does constantly die, but my mage is super powerful. Like, as long as he stays up, his spells hit hard. Really, my weakest character is probably Durance, because his heals do next to nothing. Or I'm just using him wrong. Do you think I should get rid of the mage? I don't know what a druid does in this game, other than evidently we saw one druid who could shapeshift. So I'm not real sure what a druid does. Look up and see if your healer or mage can be replaced. Well, let's take a look. All right. Let's see what it says when I look it up. If we go Pillars of Eternity, you can't hear me because my microphone's over here. Big bear butt. Oh, see if the druid is even useful. What is his name? Hiravius? Who would you remove in this group for Hiravius? They've got the exact same group. The exact same group I've got, except their PC is a cipher. Heravius is an offensive caster, so the mage would be a good one to replace. If your druid can be an off tank, that would spread out the damage. That would also be good. Objectively, getting rid of Sagani is the best, but nobody ever wants to do it. The druids are good for damage and crowd control. So, okay, here's what is right. Here's the recommendation. Since we're looking it up, we might as well look at the recommendation. Their recommendations is possibly finish Sagani's quest line and then replace her with Heravius. And they said you definitely want Heravius because Heravius is pretty nice. So that's one of the suggestions. And then Aloth was the other. So I think maybe we will get rid of the mage. We do have a quest for Aloth to do, I think, also. But let's go here.
Farewell.
And we'll do this at least until we finish somebody's quest line. So there we go. We're going to get an entire party of short people eventually, maybe. What's nice, though, hopefully, we're going to find out. Oh, no events. I have no events left. It's been too long. What? Wait, what is this? Hirelings. I can hire my hirelings now. Look at that. They're all cheap, but I can hire 8 of them. A cleric, a thug, a gold-packed knight, mercenary mind striker. They cost 10 CP a day. That's going to get expensive fast. Damage with crowd control is nicer than dead mage that is OP. So let's see his abilities. Charm Beast. Dancing Bolts summons a flurry of thin bolts of lightning hitting enemies in the area. Nature's Mark causes enemies in the area to, of effect, to glow, making them easier targets. Decreased deflection and reflex, that's nice. Nature's Vigor draws on invigorating power of nature, creating a mild regeneration effect. So he's already got a damage spell and a heal. Sunbeam calls down sunlight, potentially blinding. Talon causes a giant pair of razor-sharp talons, slash damage. Tanglefoot, we've been the victim of that before. Vile Thorns causes pierce damage and potential sickening. Winter Wind causes an icy wind of incredible power to arise, pushing back all the enemies in the area of effect. We're probably going to be using the lightning and the heal here. Maybe the Nature's Mark. He's got 5. He can do a lot. Autumn's Decay creates a cone of putrefaction, causing immediate corrosive damage and then more damage over time. I love it. I love that. Blizzard causes a violent storm of ice and snow, slowly inflicting freeze damage and slowing their attack rate. Excellent. Fairy Fire is OP. Quickly generate an explosive flash of flame, inflicting burn damage on anyone in the area. Conjure Lesser Blight gathers a few stray soul fragments, coalescing them into a lesser flame, wind, rain, or earth blight. So he can also conjure. So we can have 2 summoners. Firebrand forms a powerful sword with a blade of pure fire in the caster's hands that inflicts burn damage. Switching to another weapon ends the spell. Probably won't be using that a lot. Hold Beasts forces a shrieking cry from the caster's throat, paralyzing all but the most fearsome of animals. So there's our crowd control. Insect Swarm. Attracts a swarm of aggressive insects, causing pierce damage over time and reducing concentration. Great. That's going to be an excellent way to fight magic users. In fact, that is one of my go-to magic user fighting spells in D&D. Taste of the Hunt, caster's melee weapon, becomes an ideal instrument for hunting, adding continuous raw damage to its attack and restoring endurance to the caster with every hit. I like that. I don't know what kind of weapon. He's using a spear. Forgot about that. And wood skin, that is damage reduction, pierce, slash, burn, and shock resist. Then we've got beetle shell. Encases the target in a protector shell, absorbing a fixed amount of damage before shattering, but preventing the target from taking actions. Not something I'm going to be super
My patience
happy
is
with.
burning low.
Oh, shut your face. Infestation of maggots. Enemies in the area of effect have their skin infested by hordes of burrowing maggots, inflicting raw damage over time. The more wounded the target, the greater the damage. A target at maximum endurance takes no damage from this spell. So we need to get them below half before we think about infesting them with maggots. Nature's Balm draws on the healing power of nature, creating a rapid regeneration effect on party members. Another heal. Purge of Toxins purifies the target of any toxic presence in the body, giving immunity to poison and disease. Returning Storm brings a powerful storm into being, striking a random single enemy in the area of effect periodically with bolts of lightning that stun and deal shock damage. So fun. Spreading Plague infects the target with a virulent and debilitating disease, hobbling and weakening them before spreading to other enemies. Stag's Horns conjures an enormous stag horn to attack the target, causing piercing damage, inflicting a penalty deflection reflex. And Twin Stone sends 2 deadly boulders flying out from the druid's position, dealing crush damage to anyone in their path and exploding on contact. That's kind of a last-ditch effort level spell there. Miss stupid broken builds for 3.5 like the machine gun magic missile mage. Oh man, broken builds are the best, aren't they? Boiling spray, everyone in the area effect takes burn damage and is pushed back. Calling the World's Maw. I love the name of that spell. Summons a jagged rock to stab upward from the ground, dealing pierce damage to targets and knocking them prone. Prone is great. Here we're going to summon another Blight. Calls down a savage storm of sleet and ice chunks, causing crush and freeze damage to any in the area of effect. We do have to be careful with a lot of these. Channels lunar energy into a localized source of power, regenerating the endurance of allies in the area of effect and granting a minor bonus to all defenses. Conjures a rolling wave of water that pushes through everything in its path, causing crush damage and the stun affliction. Form of the Delumgun. Allies gain a protective layer of wooden skin and are imbued with characteristics of a Delumgun, becoming faster, less vulnerable to disengagement attacks, and immune to the stuck affliction. And lastly, Wicked Briars. Sprouts thick, thorny vines from the ground, causing pierce damage to and hobbling any in the area of effect. And then we have Second Wind. Vulnerable attack. We might want to turn that on. Or Spirit Shift to a Stelgar. Stelgar? Gyar? I don't know how you say that. Once per combat. I'm thinking that is their shapeshift. It's just thinking about breaking concentration, and nothing breaks concentration like hitting a dude with 80 magic missiles in a round. Because every time they take damage, right?
Just say the word.
Are you paralyzed? Hello? Say something if you don't want me to punch you.
I'm not saying anything. Punch me all you want. See what happens. Can't get in the water. That would be 80 concentration checks. I think if I were running it at the table, I would just assume that they were going to fail. Just let it go.
Light, flame, and sound.
Oh, the druid uses a gun too? Is that?
Need something?
I didn't even look at his gear. No, he doesn't. He can use a wand. Or this fine spear, which has accurate and fine. We give him this accurate, speed, and exceptional unique spear, though. Can't do that in combat.
Dead on.
Dead lions. All right, let's give him this other spear. Have this unique spear. I don't have another spear in my inventory, do I? Not a extra special spear. I should look at the druids. I didn't even think. I need to look at the druids' armor also. I'm not sure. I'm assuming a druid has to wear like light armor or maybe medium armor, but leather. Fine leather armor. What do we have in here in the way of armor? Oh my goodness, I forgot to sell armor. Can we order this by enchantments high to low? Exceptional robe. Exceptional mail, exceptional leather. And it's better than what he's got. It's DR7. But we have breakout and preservation. Pierce proven second chance. Might be good. That's DR of 7. That's DR of 10. Oh, we're still in combat. I thought everything was dead. Now we go. Here. What's in this? Head pieces? We're going to take that out. We're going to take this... where was that armor? Right here. This exceptional leather armor. Wear that. We can put further enchants on this, maybe. Attribute bonuses. What do you think is the main attribute of a druid? We'll pick slash proof. Let's see. Concentration is 75. His highest is intelligence. 65. Time for the next round of Paladin Tourney. Nice. Health or dex? Wisdom? Wisdom does make sense. Wisdom is not wisdom is not one of the options. But we can see what they do. Might is damage and healing. Constitution will give us endurance and health. And fortitude? Oh, will maybe. So intelligence also gives us will. So probably intelligence. So we're going to enchant this piece of armor for an attribute. Let's just turns him into a caster. Look at the AoE bonus. We can give him intellect 2. Enchanted. There we go. It's a great piece of gear. All right, I think we're in good shape. Let's finish off this map, shall we?
Leave it to me.
Right, so he's a melee caster, is what it looks like. Oh, did I kill something over here? Evidently I did. I missed an area right here. I'm going to run over there real quick. Whoa, there goes a deer. Just got to uncover the whole map. We haven't found whatever we need here to activate these ruins. I'm assuming there will be a quest to come back here later. Probably going to primarily play ESO from now on, seeing as how Guild Wars 2 failed again. Their beta not only didn't give people a chance to test out their big selling point, but it also didn't do something else. It also barely lets you test anything and didn't promote their expansion. Well, what's the point of the beta then? Alright, so unless we got a way to walk on the water, I think we're done with this map. Exactly your point. Fair enough. Fair enough. All right, Dyrford Village. 6 hours. Okay, find someone in town who knows about the ruins.
Stelgar was on top of me, and I was face down in the dirt.
Arrow to the throat. That stops him.
What? No! I was spirit shifted, and she was in heat, so I aimed for the throat, but not with an arrow.
What are you trying to say? How long we gotta stand out here? Cowled woman, cowled man? Until we find her, who are you looking for? Medrith, an elf, idles by the road, watching the village across the river. He nods as you approach, and the cowled figure standing near him falls silent.
Welcome.
Greetings. A look of horror slowly forms on his face. Blazes! You've just come from the village, have you? How bad was it? Haven't you heard? There's a murderer on the loose. Said to have gone mad with grief and strangled a dozen healthy children when her own was hollowborn. He nods at the figures with him. We've come all the way from Defiance Bay to bring her to justice. Oh man, that's terrible. They also won't release their big selling point new weapon combos until later after expansion releases. Are they even really supporting the game then? It sounds like they're making some like WoW level mistakes. She's here? He nods across the river. She's hiding out in the village. We'd go in after her ourselves, but the problem is she knows our faces. There's no telling what she'd do if she saw us coming, and we'd like to avoid any further unnecessary bloodshed. He leans closer. Her name's I don't know how you would pronounce that. She's an Orlan. We want to get her out of town so we can deal with her cleanly. She knows we're looking for her, but if someone were to convince her that it's safe to leave, I could maybe draw her out. She won't know you. It'll be simple.
Good day to you.
Okay. I'm going into the search. Find Nyfree and lure her out. I hope she's really guilty. I hope we get a chance, if she's not, to talk to her first. Quest 3 in this line made me sad because I only got to watch fights. I didn't get to smack anyone around. Wait, what kind of quest is that? Watch these fights. Eventually, enough excuses turns into an unwillingness to support the game, though. I mean, right? It's what it feels like they're doing, is kind of going, hey, we're only going to provide a certain level of support, and it might not be very good. Anyone in here we need to talk to?
You. I already
The old
told
man.
you what.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I thought you were one of those ruffians.
Someone has to put this priest to the test, but one not nearly difficult enough. Oh, someone has put this priest to the test. By my measure, an amateur's work.
How may I help you?
What happened?
I never saw their faces. Strange hooded men asking about those ruins. Cleoban Relag. Most of the brigands who come through here asking about the ruins are looking for a few ancient trinkets. But these people knew the name, and they were in a hurry. They wanted to know where Cleoban Relag was.
I don't know either.
I tried
Do
to
I?
keep it from them, but I couldn't hold out forever. I don't know what they were up to, but it can't be good.
It's a fun... Well, as long as it's a fun story. Too much competition to act like that as a... Oh, yeah. There's a lot of competition in the MMO market. Some evil money dudes are trying to rig Potato Queen's tournament? You don't mess with the Sultana. Folk here tend to keep to themselves, as they do in most towns this deep in the Dyrwood. They're suspicious of travelers, but with all the brigands and refugees moving through the area, who can blame them? Berith is the most universal of all the gods. It oversees portals and cycles of all kinds, even life and death itself. Under Berith, an ending is merely a passage to another beginning. Berith has many representations across time and across cultures. Around the Dyrwood, you'll commonly see it depicted as the Pallid Knight or the Usher. The Glenfathans, however, know it as Bonin. Bonin e Anku and Anku e Bonin. Okay. Never heard of that. It means life in death and death in life, respectively. You see them as two skeletal figures, one male and one female. How can you tell if they're skeletons? The explorers have found them carved opposite one another in doorways, but I know of no particular legend that speaks of them. I mean, I know there are ways you can tell from a skeleton, like the shape of the hips and stuff like that. But how would you just know? Like, just the regular person just looks at them and knows. She's one of the youngest manifestations of Berith, but a familiar one nonetheless. Stories describe her as a gaunt knight in black armor with black eyes, black hair, and milk-pale skin. So she's a vampire, a goth vampire, right? She demands an impossible toll from travelers who have tarried too long on her lord's road. Some challenge her only to slay themselves in the process. Knows the Usher? Kith have written stories, songs, and poems about the Usher for centuries. Sometimes he's folk, sometimes dwarf, and sometimes merely a walking skeleton. He never speaks, but he guides the way to death and the next life. He also creates the circumstances for the wayward to stumble into their own graves. Well, that's good news. Can you tell me where to find the old priest?
Oh. That guards the ruins will kill anyone who trespasses there, and they'll retaliate against us too, if history is any indication. We've had too many fortune seekers stir up trouble of late. If I'm to tell you, I'll need to know your reason for wanting to go.
For the heck of it? Protect the Sultana. She plays Triple Triad amazingly. Respect is deserved. Plus, she's sassy, awesome leader. Which variant? Variant dungeons. I don't know the variant dungeons. He folds his arms and stares at you with one eye and a scowl. So this is where I say, go into the ruins and I'll kill you. And that's when you say, Hiraves, I'm a watcher and you're no match for all of us. And we got a good reason for this. And then I give up trying to argue with you and leave you to dig your own trespasser's grave. And I'm only being half metaphoric. We sometimes make Dyrwoodans dig your own grave before we kill you. When the kids hear about it's a fabulous deterrent. A dangerous plot is unfolding there. I've got to stop it.
If that's the case,
so I'm not supposed to go there.
we may already
If I'm
have
going to go
trouble
there, I don't
our
want to
way.
take Hiraves with me.
I'll have to take you at your word. You'll find Cleoban Relog here. Whatever trouble you find there, please end it quietly and try to stay out of the ruins.
So I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there with my druid. Oh, that's because it's a level 90 thing. You wouldn't understand. Oh, I'm so weak. I don't understand. Fine. Oh, we only lost 9 CP to bandits this time. Seven hours till construction is complete on the next one. I am running short on money now. We're down to 4,936. A word, traveler. I only require a moment.
Howdy do.
The guard gives you an appraising eye. You've recently come to Dyrford, I take it. I don't suppose you saw a young elven noblewoman on the road. I'm stuck in this wretched place with the rest of my unit until we find her. I haven't seen anyone like that, I don't think. Same as everyone else in this blazing village, he sighs. Perhaps you could go speak with Lord Harrond at the inn anyway. He'll be grateful for the assistance, and it could be the locals will open up to you about his daughter's disappearance more than they have to us. I can do that. We're going to be stopping by just about everywhere, picking up every quest we can get a hold of, I guess. Pulling a Padme. I missed that part. Pulling a Padme and sneaking out. Villager. Villager. Doesn't look like I've got a great reason to be in here. Okay. Winfred's Arms and Armory, the Grieving Mother, the Apothecary, the Inn, and the what? Curiary? What's a Curiary? Young Elven. Everyone's looking for this young Elven noblewoman. I mean, that's a Padme. Everyone here. Sid is a person.
I
Good day to
just
you.
to find her. Surely even you can understand that.
Yeah, I can't go on with that conversation. A redhead stands by the fire, tuning her lute and plucking its strings. She hums snatches of a melody as she goes. First time at the Dracogen? Normally, I'd have a song ready, but I haven't quite worked out this tune yet. I'm writing some chants about the founding of this inn. Say, you interested in the story? I haven't finished the chants, but I could tell you about it all the same. Sure, let's have it. Oh, excellent. These rustic fables are always great fun. Let me get out something to write with. It was built in the time of Hadret's rebellion. An Adran lady, Thanu, once had a keep here. One of the towers still stands, but the rest is said to be buried under the village. Anyway, she stuck to the side of the Empire, and a contingent of Duke Hadrit's Knights of the Crucible helped the farmers and colonists in the area turn her keep to rubble. This inn was the first building that sprang up from the ruin, built with some of the same bricks the colonists had pulled from the Lady Thanu's castle, they say. Supposedly, the quarterstaff of her chief wizard even got lost in the construction, mortared into a wall or nailed under a floorboard. Anyway, the inn was supposed to be a haven and a meeting place while the locals built their new town. Okay. Maybe if we're careful, we can find the quarterstaff of her chief wizard. I take it something went wrong? Derwoodans are an ornery lot, and the more these new neighbors met, the more they argued. They realized they didn't agree on much beside ousting the old lord. The biggest divide was over the Glanfathans and their nearby ruins. Hadrit's knights and their supporters wanted to keep the peace, but a group of misfits with more anarchic leanings that had formed in town wanted to go after the tribes the same way they'd gone after their lord. Soon the villagers were fighting with each other as much as with the Adrans. In the end, memories of the Broken Stone War and the War of Black Trees were fresh enough that the Duke's soldiers won the day. Most of the other villagers came around eventually, but some of the core troublemakers left to join the front lines of the War of Defiance, and others, I've heard, found their way into the Gilded Compass, the most forward-looking of the Glanfathan tribes. I don't know if I believe that part myself, but it makes a good story. She points to the east wall. There's a portrait of one of the chief rabble-rousers and his rival in the peacekeeping faction. Someone's idea of a joke. I don't think they were particularly amused. Okay. We learn about the Broken Stone War, or the War of the Black Trees? Let's learn about the War of the Black Trees. It started back in the colonial days, almost 30 years after the Broken Stone War. Even though isolated conflicts have broken out between the settlers and the Glanfathans, both sides had officially agreed to peace. Edring Hadrit, Admeth's father, was Griff at the time. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. As part of peace negotiations, he'd signed treaties prohibiting Adran colonists from looting Ingwithan ruins. However, he'd been unable to outlaw the use of captured Glanfathans as slaves. What's a Gref? A Gref is the governor of a colony and is subservient to the Adran Emperor. The early leaders of the Adir colony in the Dyrwood, including Edring and Admeth Hadrit, were Grefs. At the start of the War of Defiance, Admeth Hadrit declared himself Duke of an independent Dyrwood rather than Gref of the Emperor's colony. It was the same term used for leaders of the newly independent Valen republics. Anyway, we haven't had a Gref since. I see. Indeed, the taking of Glanfathan slaves had continued to be a source of conflict. It came to a head when Imperial agents, aided by certain earls in the Dyrwood, began looting the ruins again. See, the Empire had never actually agreed to Hadrit's treaties on the matter, and the recent secession of the Valen republics likely left them eager to weaken Hadrit's position. The looting sparked a brutal slave uprising and a guerrilla campaign among the Glanfathans. Edring Hadrit was too old to lead forces into battle, and so he sent his son Admeth. Admeth made a costly but effective decision that ended the war faster than anyone could have imagined. He burned the forest near the Iron River to keep the Glanfathan warbands from retreating. Thousands of Glanfathans died, and as Admeth repeated his scorched earth tactics in the following months, he wore down the remainder of their forces. To this day, over 150 years later, there are still sections of the Dyrwood where the trees are nothing but bare, charred trunks. As you can see, Dyrwood's full of history, even in little villages like this. And what about the Broken Stone War? That was the first major conflict between the Adran settlers and the Glanfathans. Happened 3 years into colonization when some farmers knocked over an Adra menhir that was part of an Ingwithan ruin. The war didn't last long, but it spread quickly and claimed thousands.
In the early weeks, most of the colonists didn't even realize there was a war going on until the Glenfathan raiders hit their villages. There had been small, spontaneous skirmishes between the colonists and the locals before then, but this was organized, and it was the start of decades of violence between the colonists and the Glenfathans. Oh, that's... farewell, I guess. That sounds like a very familiar WoW tactic from a certain night elf.
Lord, perhaps you
Or
should
a
leave
certain
and
prince.
check the wilds.
The prince just leaves, doesn't even change places with anybody. Alright, let's talk to the Dingler.
Good day to you.
The innkeeper digs inside a mug with a dirty rag. His eyes under his thick brows are tired but watchful. He gives you a quick nod as you approach the bar. Don't see many travelers these days. Something I can do for you? What was your exchange with that nobleman about? He looks up from polishing his tankard and glowers at the Lord. Folk round here is decent. They mind their own business. You want to stick your nose in, go talk to him yourself. Okay, I'll do that. Nobleman? Lord Herond. The man wears Adir-styled robes. Simple, but elegant. His fine leather shoes look like they were made for padding around indoors, yet they're caked with mud. He yanks at a lock of hair twined around his silk-gloved finger. His fine features are etched with anxiety.
My child is out there. Do they not understand?
My lord, we're doing everything we can. Unfortunately, these villagers...
Beasts take them all. I don't care how you do it, but find her.
I heard you arguing with the
A
innkeeper.
petty, small-minded man. Just like the rest of them around.
Oh, you meant burning stuff down.
I've been paying him an honest fee
okay.
for board and bed, and yet he can't be bothered to stir himself to concern for my Elise.
You seem pretty angry,
People
actually.
from these backwater villages take offense for sport. You have to but show up with a full coin purse, and they'll hear insult in the jingle of your step. They forget that Duke Hadred came from the privileged classes, as did all of the other earls and lords who financed the rebellion they're so proud of.
Yeah, but not me. I have a cool house, and I'm just a dude.
I've asked around, but nobody in this mudhole has any concerns beyond their swine. He turned my men away like beggars and seemed downright pleased to be of no use. But you're not one of my soldiers. And you look like you're used to getting your hands dirty. If
Oh, I
you don't
am.
mind my saying so.
I'm very used to getting my hands dirty. My lord, Arend raises a hand to silence the man. If you find her, he nibbles the thumb of one silk glove, tell her I won't be upset with her. She can come back and all will be well. I just want to make sure my Alice, my child, is safe. Nothing in the world is more important to me. Okay.
Elise.
Elise, sorry.
Of course.
Describe her, please? She's a striking young woman. Bears more resemblance to her mother than me. She has auburn hair and delicate, well-bred features. She must be, 28 or 29 now. Okay. We'd stopped in Dyrford for a few days. On our fourth evening here, I was making plans to continue our journey. Lady Elise was feeling unwell and went to bed. When I retired a couple hours later, I found that she had vanished. None of my men had seen her go, and no one at the inn knew where she was. Since then, my people have been combing the village, but we've yet to find a clue, and the locals have been no help. Why did you and Elise come to Dyrford? It was merely a stop along the way to Ina's Rest. However, she took ill shortly before our arrival, so it seemed prudent to allow her a few days to recover. And what's in Ina's Rest? That seems like I'm prying a little bit. He frowns as if about to protest, but he gives in with a sigh. Lady Elise has reached an age where it is prudent for her to marry. Given this legacy business, I can't let her fertile years slip by, nor do I want her womb to fester in the presence of so many Hollowborn. Ew. You're a jerk, man. I mean, I understand that that's the way it was done, but still. There are better roads along the coast. Wouldn't it have been easier to follow them to Ina's Rest?
If I thought that, I wouldn't be slogging through the forest, would I? He waves a hand. The main roads are clogged with people fleeing one way or another to try to escape Wyden's legacy. It would be difficult for a caravan like mine to pass without incident. At the time, it seemed prudent to move quietly along the back roads. Surely they wouldn't want to miss your daughter's betrothal. Lady Herond is ill-suited for travel, I'm afraid, and unfortunately, Elise has few other close relatives. My sister and her husband, Elise's aunt and uncle, of course, have been visiting a deer these past months. He rubs his knuckles. And as for siblings, Elise has none. My wife has only given birth to Hollowborn since Elise, that is. I see. But going back to your daughter... Tell me about yourself.
I'm Lord Nestor Harron of Defiance Bay. My family has been prominent there since Imperial times. Our primary estate is on the outskirts of Brackenbury, but we have holdings in New Halemar as well. Goes back to my sister and her husband.
Okay, well, that's enough for me to know that I have a quest now. Search Dyrford for information about Elise's disappearance. Princes in WoW are like drawn to the light and then easily turn into baddies. WoW Kingdom should get rid of their monarchies. They really should. They really, really should. Let's head upstairs. I should have looked in the kitchen too. I'm really thinking I'm going to have to pull some music out of this game's files and possibly use it for some D&D. That end music was pretty decent. Okay, these guys are yellow, which means they were created by backers, right? Isn't that what we learned? Which means all I'm going to do is get soul story from them.
Is.
Would you look at that? How quickly did we find the Guildmaster's staff? Buried under the floorboards, they said. Unique quarterstaff, increase reach, minor spellbind, restore minor endurance. Over, I couldn't figure out how to install the mod that lets you get achievements for Skyrim while using mods, so I started over without any mods on leg difficulty because I forgot to put it on survival. You couldn't figure out how to get the mod that lets you get achievements going? I'm trying to think of what mod that was. Because I know it's running on mine. On my Steam install. That's how I did it. I did it using Nexus. Yeah, so here we go. I wonder if the people who backed the game also wrote these short stories. You see a man, eyes tight, on a couple down a cobblestone road. He moves a little too obviously, a little too naturally, and his eyes never leave her mussed curls as he shadows them from building to building. The woman laughs drunkenly, hand entwined within another belonging to a sharp-nosed noble, flawless doublet, slightly too small for his generous frame. She brushes against him as they move, clearly far too intimate for her shadow's liking. His eyes narrow to angry slits as the couple slip into an opulent doorway and the nobleman's hand slips down her dress. Oh my. Her breath shortens into gasps and she leans into him further, moaning. The spectator pauses, mouth pressed shut, veins bulging. He slides along the wall, dagger in hand, and just as the woman bites into the nobleman's doublet, he steps out. It's over in moments. He closes his eyes, dagger slipping from his blood-slicked hands, and bolts. Good grief. See, now, this is terrible. Terrible. Nexus had you download Mod Manager? Yes. Get all the achievements you want if you go God mode. You know what? Honestly, if you don't use the unofficial patch and you just play the game normally and you just go insane with enchanting and alchemy, you won't have any problem. No. I don't know what it meant by her biting into his doublet. But the guy following them definitely killed them both. Did that back in the day on the PS3. I may be doing that on the PS5. Did you guys see the free games for the PlayStation, like the free PlayStation monthly games for the PlayStation Plus? Anyway, next month is the remaster of Alan Wake is going to be free. At least that's what supposedly was leaked. I don't know if that was officially announced yet or not. So Alan Wake remastered for PlayStation 5, I guess, in time to play for, which we're going to do in October. We're going to replay Alan Wake in October because Alan Wake 2 is coming out. So we'll get to play a remaster of it. That'll be cool. You mean the rented games? I mean, once you lose the Plus, you can't play them. That's the way it is with everything now. Xbox is the same way now. I believe it's the same way now. But yes, you only get to play them as long as you remain a PlayStation Plus member. But PlayStation Plus is super cheap, so I don't mind. It's like $60 for a year. Epic isn't like that. Well, that's true. Epic isn't. But they don't give you very good games most of the time. What are the Epic games this week? Since I've got like 30 minutes left to get them and what were they this week? Or did I already get them for this week? So I just pick up all of them. Because I've got Game Pass and I've got PlayStation Plus. I have Epic. I have Twitch. I'm just collecting games left and right, most of which I'll never play. Because they don't fit into my genre. I play RPGs primarily. And if they don't fit into the RPG genre, a lot of times I never get to play it. This is an RPG channel. If you don't know and you're here for the first time watching a video or watching this whole live stream and just lurking in the background, thank you. This is a place for RPGs. It's an RPG place. This game is an RPG. We talk about Dungeons and Dragons and tabletop RPGs. We play all kinds of RPGs. Preparing the Epic Games launcher takes a long time. The Dungeon of... Oh, yes. So I've actually played that. I never finished it. I played through the first 2 missions in it. It's like... It's an RPG that's basically sprung off of Dungeon Defenders or something, isn't it? It was on Game Pass. I don't think it still is, so it might be worth picking up. Of course, it's free, so it's always going to be worth picking up. And it looks like it is no longer available in Game Pass. Yep, yeah, it is. There it is. It is available in Game Pass also. Chicken Edition is available in Game Pass. I don't know. Man, Epic Game Launcher is the slowest launching thing ever. You bought Stolen Realm thanks to the Steam Summer Sale. If I ever make money, I'll buy games. That's what it comes down to. I want to buy so many games. I'd love to have more time to play them though. And a few other games, spent like $50. I gotta stop spending money other places. I gotta stop collecting comic books. I gotta stop putting gas in my car, feeding my children. I didn't finish reading this. You see a tall figure pacing the edges of a carpet corner to corner, fingers twitching in irritation. The sound of battle grows... I want to not comment on it, but I can't stand it. I can't stand it. So the sound of battle grow ever closer. It doesn't work for me. It doesn't work for me. It has to be either the sounds of battle grow ever closer or the sound of battle grows ever closer. Buying metal dice. My metal dice were free, so I didn't pay for those. Well, I had to pay tax, but that's it. So I got metal dice for less than the cost of regular dice. Anyway, the sound of battle grows ever closer, snaking its way through caves and corridors, past doors and soldiers, and the mage paces. Throwing his door open, he strides through the refurbished cave, taking scrolls from shelves and demanding potions from terrified grunts. Kicking a fallen chair from its path, he returns to his room, pacing, readying himself. As the enemy grows closer and closer, he begins casting spell after spell, defenses, additional vigor, traps. Just as his skin hardens into metal, they stride in, swords flying and arrows buzzing. Last chance to rethink this, he says. An arrow whistles by his head in answer. He sighs and his lips thin with effort as he begins his onslaught. There are 6 of them, but soon there are 4, and 3, and 1. For the last, he takes a dagger to be sure, throwing it directly into the Orlan's temple. The man topples. None get back up. The mage barks into the hallway, receiving naught but silence in response. Frustrated, he begins to dispose of the bodies. The last person standing. Not one of the better stories, in my opinion.
Just say the word.
That's just me, kind of being a jerk, but...
I'll have this open in no time.
Unlocked. Steal the stuff.
I'll have
Unlocked.
this open in no time.
Steal the stuff. What about you guys? Can I steal your stuff? Oh no, that's actually stealing. I don't want to do that. It's knifery! The Orlan hovers by the window, peering out of it every few seconds. As you enter the room, she watches you carefully, her hand hovering over her stiletto. She cranes her head to peer behind you. Anyone follow you? Who sent you? Someone told me you were responsible for heinous killings in Defiance Bay.
Let me guess. Was that someone named Medrith?
She draws her stiletto.
It's a lie, plain and simple. I got on the wrong side of his employers and now he's after me. But you're here to do his dirty work. I won't make it easy on you. Relax, I just want to hear your side of the story.
What story? The Dominals
Came after me. I just happened to rob the wrong place. How was I supposed to know they'd already claimed it?
She runs her hand under her hood and through her hair.
It was an honest mistake.
I'm just trying to survive now, and if you spoke with Medrith, you know where he's waiting.
Please, help me get out of here.
Lie, head west toward the temple. That way's clear. How am I supposed to know who to believe? She does have friends with her. I'm a siding with the Dominals. Metal dice can be very expensive. I have 2 sets now. One set was fairly cheap though, and I don't recommend it. It was not a very good set of dice. It's very hard to read. I don't love them at all. But the other set, I love my metal dice, and they're my favorite, and I'm so sad because I've lost the D4 from my metal dice set. I have no idea how I lost it. But I'm very disappointed because it's my favorite set. Blue and gold. Wonderful. Worth the $40 I paid for them. If I could buy just one die to replace it, I would, but I'm probably not going to be replacing that set anytime soon, unfortunately. I don't know whether to believe her or not. I have a hard time. Like, I hadn't heard anybody in the city talking about a bunch of children being killed. So in 5 to 10 years, you'll find it. I would have thought if I was going to find it, I would have found it when I moved. But I didn't find anything when I moved, so we're probably not going to. Do I have a dice bag? I have so many. I have so many dice bags. So many dice bags. And I have a giant D20 that I also keep dice in. I have too many dice. What do I need that many dice for? Because I like them. I'm like a dice goblin. Go east. Medrith's waiting for you just west of the river. She nods. All right. I'm trusting you. Don't have much choice. See if you can send him the other way. That should buy me some more time. She follows the hooded figure toward the stairs, gives you a final uncertain glance as she passes through the door. Once your dice are measured in double digits of pounds. Go through a bar and we go through a bit of, or work at a bar and we go through a bit of Crown Royal. Everyone has a Crown Royal dice bag. You know what? I don't. I don't have a Crown Royal dice bag. I think everyone who has ever owned a set of dice, except for me, has had a Crown Royal dice bag. I have a dice bag that's about the same size as a Crown Royal dice bag, but it has like a beholder, or not a beholder, a mimic stitched into the side, I think. All right, we'll move on. We got to go tell him that he's lost his chance. She's already taken off. And also, whoops, wait. Don't steal that. Don't steal that while people can see. Close the door. Sneak over here. Now steal it. Admeth Hedret Part 1, Rise to Power. Nobody saw me do that. Amazing dice bag that I so want. It's a leather one and has this metal spring-like thing that you can open and close it really neat. That's cool. So I now have a friend who makes his own dice. He makes custom dice. And he's been looking at buying some dice bags that are like made of leather but chainmail on the outside to sell his sets in. You see this woman running through the streets of a small city. She pushes her way through the crowd, glancing over her shoulder as she does. Her clothing is torn and her hair disheveled. Even though she appears to be attempting to escape from someone, her eyes sparkle with joy. Her mouth is pulled back in an enormous grin, and occasionally a small giggle works its way out of her throat. While looking over her shoulder, she runs headlong into a well-dressed man standing at one of the market stalls. The moment she sees the man she's run into, her face changes. Gone is the glee, replaced by fear. Her grin twists into a frown, her bottom lip quivering. The man, seeing her appearance, expresses concern for her well-being, and she leans against him, weaving a tale of a brutish man with wandering hands. As she speaks, her own hand travels over his body, seeking and exploring. There's a shout from across the street, and they both look over to see a large, angry man approaching, roughly pushing his way through the crowd that separates them. She stiffens against him, feigning fear. The man tells her not to be afraid and steps in front of her to block the path of the figure who's coming nearer. The woman smiles, slowly backing away from them both, and lets out a gleeful cackle. Her protector turns confused and sees her departing, laughing and shaking a coin purse. She spins and races off through the crowded marketplace. Confused, the man feels at his belt. His face hardens and he yells, joining the chase after the laughing woman, losing herself in the crowd. No good people in this world, it seems. It's been missing for days. Those are just villagers. All right, let's head to the Curiary.
Ugh, smells like my old hunting leathers.
Which is, I guess, the place where you cure leather. I never knew that that was a term for that. Curiary. Trigil and somebody else. We'll talk about this later. Get back to the dyes. I'll take care of our customer. Who are you? Saban.
Hail, traveler.
A sturdy, broad-shouldered man wipes his hands on his slacks. He reeks of the same foul compound wafting from the vats, and his arms are stained with dye. Looking to purchase some leather? Well, first, show me what you have for sale. And I will show you what I have for sale. Troll hide belt. Gives you regeneration. Okay, let's go. Oops. Get rid of this, and this, and this. We're keeping all these other armors in case I need to enchant them later for somebody. And since it seems like I have a near infinite room for armors, I could probably enchant these helmets if I wanted to. We were starting to get a little low on money, so that's probably a good thing to do. What can you tell me about Elise Herrand? Only that her father's men have been banging down doors and stirring up trouble looking for her. I never met her myself. What's in the collapsed tower? It's collapsed. Nothing. He rolls his eyes and shrugs. A few hides on stretching racks and the tallow stench Dingler's always grumbling about. The rest of the keep's dust, just like the fool Lady Thanu who tried to hold it. There's a bard at the inn who will tell you the whole blazing story if you want to hear it. Okay. Fair enough. Saban? I wonder if this will get people angry if I stay out of my private quarters. That goes, oh, okay. Okay. I don't trust that guy. I don't know how we're going to get in there, but I don't trust him.
You're from Gilded Vale? Then you're close to home.
Save and then kill him and go into the room.
Close can mean a lot
I don't know if I
things.
want to do that
Surely
yet.
you'll go back when this is all
We could
over.
try though, I guess.
Dunno.
We did do that. Here, let's do it. Let's do it just for fun because we have 15 minutes left and we haven't done anything really interesting in a little while. Why not? Can't hurt. Let's do save game. New save file called Before We Strike with lots of exclamation points. Kill them all!
You're mine!
Now,
Let's see
Let's go
what's
in
in
the room.
here.
unlock that door.
As promised.
There is a basement and a treasure chest with a book, Final Journal of Jonas. We're gonna take that, but we'll read it later. Yeah, he was not even that difficult. So what it's looking like, we're probably going to reload this save. What it's looking like is this is probably the back, like the exit from a dungeon that we're going to go into later. Uh-oh, Addendum added Blood Legacy. Yeah, I'm thinking it's looking like this is the exit from some ruins. Explore it fast? You think the problem is if I go exploring, we're going to run into fights. I doubt we're going to be able to reverse exploration. I doubt we're going to be able to make it through here without fighting something. But, you know what we can do?
I'll take a look.
We can send our scout. Okay, she found a bug. So far, so good. These bugs are going to notice her for sure. Run quickly. Run, keep going. Ooh, she got hidden. She got hidden. Go fast. Go fast, little scout. Oh, look at this. You can make music from... It's so annoying. It's driving me insane. Temple fanatic. I have a hard time believing I'm going to be able to go through this. What is going on? The worst part of it is, what's causing that is the air conditioner, and it is like 5 degrees in my office. I wish I could figure out why it's 5 degrees in my office and my wife is burning up upstairs. And so we have to have the air conditioner running all the time. More cultists. Seemed like it'd be too bad of a fight, as long as you get the healers first. Probably not as long as I get the healers first. You gotta run. You gotta run. They're gonna see you if you don't run. Ooh, got away. Somehow we got away.
Let's see this stubborn bastard. I've got this.
Oh, we can't unlock that because her mechanics isn't high enough. We'd need Smeech to unlock it. All right, though. The entrance might be at the top right. How'd I get in here? Came in from over here. Where am I? Run quick. Not the room I want to be in. She's good at stealth. She is good at stealth. If we only did not have to kill the tanner to get in here, I would consider just going on. Yeah, that's a dead body on the table. I'd have to kill everybody in that room to inspect it, though. Oh, I'm sure you're 100% right. There is another way in. Keep running. Whoops. Okay, so the top right there is not another entrance at the top right. So I don't know if there's going to be another entrance or not. This was a dead end right here. So it's got to be, if there's another entrance, it's got to be down here. You kind of like the thump, thump, bump. I don't, and I think it's going to ruin a lot of videos that I'm trying to record. It's just a frustrating sound that's in the background all the time. All right. So we're not going to attack him this
Just
time.
say the
we,
word.
we did the attack. We know that there's something down there. We've got to find a way in. There's got to be another entrance. Too bad there isn't some well in town you just walk up to. There may be. It's possible. We still haven't explored half the town.
I've never been
I'm
to
on it.
Massitok. Is it very cold? What creatures wander the tundra? How are your leaders chosen?
Ask whatever you
That's
want.
just to get us
If I
started.
don't know, I'll
Let
make
me get out
something up.
some parchment for notes.
A young woman leans against a wagon. One arm and one side of her face are covered in bandages with raw, rippled flesh showing underneath. A minty, tangy scent wafts from her dressing. She smiles painfully. Just ventured into town? I'm about to dry on some of my stocks, but you're welcome to have a look. Looking for a missing noble. Oh, that lord's daughter. She was a new shade of green when I seen her the other morning, chatting with Trigull. She was just outside of his shop. She points at the crumbling tower. Okay. Evidently I know from my survival skill that she had morning sickness. Aye, and worked into a state about it she was. That girl was so sick, she didn't even notice Trigull's stink. I offered her some herbs to take care of the problem. Thought it might save her some trouble with her old man, but she wouldn't have it. No offense, but I hardly know you. I'm not one for gossip, and I certainly don't want to cause the poor girl any trouble. That weren't no road sickness, trust me. I know it when I see it. So, maybe we are going to end up having to kill that guy. It's the damned roads. Can't reach none of my suppliers, so I'm stuck with whatever I can scrounge up in the wood. Dry cap, river reed, and the like. That's well and good, but most potions require something stronger too. Troll skin, vessel bone, what have you. And then there's the really rare ingredients. Things you'd never be able to afford, let alone find on your own. Come on, spit it out. Hindina winces as the rest of her story comes tumbling out of her. I've been keeping an eye on Drake's Nest east of town. At Dyrford Crossing. The beast stayed just long enough to lay a clutch and move on. Thank the Sky Mother it wasn't a full-grown dragon. She looks at her bandaged arm and grimaces. Fresh eggs are much more useful than the ones that get passed between merchants or left in nests for weeks or more. And that clutch looked to be at its peak. Thought I'd see about getting an egg, but I didn't realize so many of them had already hatched. Or that young worms were so territorial. I could get one for you. She keeps her gaze steady, but you see hope kindling in her eyes and twitching at the corners of her mouth. I sure hope you're not leading me on. I don't think I could stand getting burnt again. She bites her lip. If you really mean to go after it, I'd certainly pay you. Just remember, big as they are, dragon eggs are fragile, and there's a lot more I can do with a whole one. Okay. Now we've got a Blood Legacy addendum, and we've got to go find a dragon egg. He is a front for the cult to launder gold and get supplies. Has to be. He has to be. I think there's a really good chance that we're going to have to go in there and kill him. You see a modestly furnished house, warm from the cooking fire lit at its far end. This man sitting in a high-backed chair, looking at a large book with a small boy in his lap. He smiles and asks the child about the pictures on the page as he points to different parts of them. He looks up as a woman approaches to stir something in the pot hanging over the fire. She adds some carrots to the pot, mixes them in, then stands and turns to the man. She says something to him and leans in to give him a kiss when a knock comes at the door. The man makes to stand and the woman motions for him to stay. She walks to the door and glances out the window. It is already too dark outside for anything to be seen. She lifts the bolt on the door and pulls it open, revealing a tall, lanky man with a strange smile on his face. There's a wet, tearing sound, and the woman makes a weak groan, collapsing to the floor, blood quickly pooling around her. The man in the chair leaps to his feet, grabbing his son, interposing himself between the boy and the man at the door, who steps over the body and enters the house. Galark vowed you would feel his pain, the man says conversationally, as 4 other men enter the house behind him. It appears your rent has come due. Starting to really hate these things. I may be about done reading these terribly horrifying stories. It makes me want to become the villain of the game. Like, that poor guy has had a terrible life because someone out there killed his wife and kid and then left him alive. And I don't know who Hallark is, but now I want to kill Hallark. Yes, definitely starting to understand why they go crazy. Oh, Grieving Mother. Grieving Mother looks scary. She looks like the usher or whatever that they were, Pale Knight or Pallid Knight, whatever we were talking about earlier. This middle-aged peasant woman is dressed in brown leather cloth draped down to her knees. Her hands are working at separating stringy, colorless vegetables in a pile before her, stripping the heads off the long fibrous stem with a paring knife. She discards the stems one by one, placing the heads of the vegetables into a small cradle-like basket in front of her. She doesn't greet you as you approach. You're not sure she even knows you're there. Time is up. We're going to finish this conversation and then we'll call it a night. Excuse me? The woman doesn't respond. She keeps stripping the heads from the vegetables with a steady rhythm. She may be deaf. There's no indication she heard you. At first glance, she seems nothing more than a middle-aged woman, unremarkable, maybe less stern than most, who seems more focused on the weaving in her lap than her surroundings. Yet you suddenly notice she's not stripping the vegetables before her any longer. She's weaving, and the vegetable pots are now missing. She still pays you no mind, her brown locks torn and snagged from the lack of washing. Like many of the townsfolk you've seen, there's a strange blur to her. Even the motions of her hands seem to be playing the threads that lack color in a shape that lacks interest. It may be that she is half-minded or deaf, but something feels wrong. As you watch, her knitting takes on an odd cadence, and you have a terrible suspicion that something lurks beneath what your eyes are showing you. Focus on the woman. Her brown hair is long, almost impossibly to the length of her hands, and you follow the streams of her locks downward. The hair becomes long and black, splitting off into threads of black and silver, and wrapping around her hands. She is forming a soul cradle with the threads, braiding a net in front of you, each finger long and sharp, like a series of knitting needles, almost hypnotic. The silver and black strands of her hair weave together, with silver predominating as a highlight, the black shadowing it. And suddenly you are calm. You are on a plateau, almost the height of a tower, several stories high. The plateau is like a table lying beneath a clear sky. And beneath the plateau, surrounding it in all directions, a forest, hazy with mist, although whether it is an actual mist or distance or a recollection. Resting in the curve of a natural arch above you is a great copper bell, half again the size of a man, hanging at attention, as if looking down on you and the event unfolding before you. The plateau is soaked in the sun, and the rock beneath you is rough and warm. The sky forms a cradle around you. You feel different. Not disembodied, but you feel your body, your physical contours have changed along with the surrounding. And you hear a soft series of chimes, like wind chimes. At the sound, the scene gains color and texture, as if the sound is beckoning you gently forth, filling your senses and thoughts, like mist, roiling softly into a sealed chamber. And you focus on the chimes. The chime coaxes you deeper into the memory, and you're certain it is a memory, a warm one. You're on the stone of the plateau, your knees on the warm texture of the ground, silver, white, shimmering like Adra. The plateau is formed of it, glistening in the sun, and you feel the heat on your skin, your wrists, and your hands. Your hands are in motion, weaving, not thread, but gathering, tenderly moving along the first movements of Barath's wheel. Your hands are wet. Your hands are upon the flesh of a newborn child, and you can feel the crowning of a tiny head turning in your grip, its head slick, wet from the womb. The hands you are wearing, inhabiting, have done this many times, and they are practiced and confident. You can feel distant pains in your own head as the head emerges, a stream of fluid from the womb helping the newborn slide forth, and a woman's labored breathing crying out. Focus on the child, the movement of your hands. As your hands move, you hear the sound of chimes, clear, cutting through the haze of memory. You cannot see where they are coming from, but they are close, and they are meant as a comfort. Of that you are certain. And coaxed by your hands, every movement causes the chimes to sound again. Almost eagerly the child comes forth, and as it does, your hands are in motion, weaving, moving along the length of a soft, wet rope. No, an umbilical cord from the legs of the naked woman before you. You are holding a small child, still wet from the womb before you. The child cries out, its cry full of life, full of soul, the ringing of chimes echoing in its thoughts, filling it with its welcome. The soul is blurred at the edges as if you are viewing a soul from within a soul, but it is there. It is alive. The woman before you is weeping, and at her first cry, her hands reach out for it. You surrender the child to her, something you have done many times before, and as your hands move, the chimes echo the movement, and you realize the chimes are hanging from cords on your wrists, and where once they echoed in the memory, they're now echoing in the child's mind as well. The chimes are intended to welcome the child, to be its first gentle greeting into the world, a soothing sound guided by the tender motions of your wrists. You are helping to weave its thoughts, its perceptions, and the experience. The woman laughs with a ragged joy, laughing from a parched throat. Her emotions seem soothed, but the physical demands of labor have left her exhausted. But the child is here. The child is safe, and all atop the plateau is peaceful, calm, distant, flattening out as the memory persists. With effort, the scene bleeds of color, and your mind becomes your own again. There is no pull, no anchor, yet the sound of the chimes remains. As they existed in the memory, they sound here as well, and they are hanging from woven braids on the wrists of the woman before you. Even as your head is spinning from the touch of her mind, the sound of the chimes on her wrists is sharp and clear, as if coaxing you back into the real world. The woman still sits before you, but she is nothing like what you first saw. She's wearing black, shredded garments that drape over her form like streamers. Her hair is streaks of black and run through with silver. Her age is almost impossible to tell. She simply feels old, like a crumbled watchtower. As she lifts her head to face you, you see that her hair is draped across the front of her face like a veil. What you first saw of her was a mental glamour of some sort, unconscious, and you realize what you see is not what the world sees, and you are perhaps the first to see her true self. Still, you don't sense a threat in the realization. If anything, you feel a sense of relief from the figure. You can hear her thoughts, and she is glad to at last be seen. Who are you?
I am seen, but the eyes of others do not remember. You are the first to see me as I am, the call stripped aside.
There's a light touch on your mind, a caress, and her left hand mirrors the motion of the touch, reaching up to the air between you. You hear the chime on her wrist sound softly. Her hand moves as if pantomiming, resting on your cheek at a distance, and she speaks softly and slowly.
Your memories. A cadence of wheels on a caravan track. Fever. Questions by running water. Violence in a night's campfire. Arrows in the dark. And fleeing. Falling rock and cracking stone. And a storm. The storm. The storm that brushed you. Did its screaming wake you from your mind's cradle? Your memory of it is painful. Its cry is difficult to ignore. It's like a child. Many children crying out.
Mm-hmm. Her hand withdraws shyly, the chime sounding softly once again. The woman stands uncertainly, as if she has been sitting for some time, or is too weak to bear her own weight. You notice her cheekbones are tight, her face gaunt, yet while her stance is weak, she seems determined to stand before you.
You are able to see me.
It is almost a question. You suddenly realize she doesn't seem to know what you saw when you looked at her. The image on the plateau. Yet the image was so clear, so sharp. You're surprised she didn't feel you there.
To see me is a rare gift. A watcher's gift.
Was I helping a woman give birth? I was in your head and hers.
So many questions, thoughts, whirling like storm winds. That storm still roars through you, deep beneath your thoughts, yet muted and secret, like an underground river. I cannot tell if it is carving new channels, or eroding what keeps your true strength buried. The fact that you could hear it at all, survive it, is something few have ever done. Your power will grow stronger with each soul you touch, as it allowed you to reach out to mine.
Oh, cool. There is a silence, and although it seems to last for but a heartbeat, in your thoughts it stretches out between the two of you like a pull between your minds. You blink, take a breath, and then you realize she wants to ask you a question, yet can't form the words, as if assembling them is painful, or there simply are not enough pieces. Do you wish to travel with me? You feel a wave of fear gusted with the strength of relief, although oddly, her expression does not change. Then fear dissipates and you feel strength and certainty, as if the plateau from her memory lies beneath you, and a calm sky looks down upon you. Oh, so we actually got a character named Grieving Mother, who is a cipher. I don't know what to do about this. Whether we should take Grieving Mother seems really cool. And I don't know what a cipher does, but that was a really awesome story to get through to pick up this character. Man. I don't know what to do here. I don't know what ciphers do. Check the abilities. What do ciphers do? Let's find out what ciphers do. Okay. Ciphers directly target allies and enemies with powerful soul-focused effects. They are like wizards and priests. They have many talents that draw directly from their souls, but ciphers have the unique ability to peer through the spiritual energy of the world to manipulate other souls. What kind of actual things do they do? Cipher spells. Here we go. So it looks like they are ciphers are psionicists. They're like mages that use psionics. FC has decided to run the MGP bonus perk through the end of the Make It Rain event, so we'll get double MGP plus 10%. Oh, nice! Mind magic. Yes, basically. Squig's gonna look her up. She might actually be a good healer. So I could maybe take her in place of Durance. Because I don't particularly love Durance. Durance's heals just don't seem very strong. The priest seems like a kind of a weak class. I wonder if they get better the further they go in. Let's give her a shot.
You walk your path, I'll walk mine.
Let's give her a shot for a while and see what we think of her. But we're going to have to do that next week. So, it is time for we're a little bit over time. We're gonna end our night of streaming right here. We'll do a little save real quick, and yeah, that'll be the end of the week. Thank you guys very much for hanging out with me this week. This is the end of the week, right? This is, yeah, it's Friday my time now. So I will see you guys hopefully on Monday. There will be a new video up tomorrow. If you're doing a rewatch of the Shining Force videos, take a look at that. And once again, if you're new here, this is your first time watching one of these videos, probably not. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff that you're supposed to say when you're on YouTube. And I'll see you real soon. Until next time, stay sharp and be excellent to each other.